giant truck bed, and that's my Titanic transport. Literally, that's it.
So
Yeah, that
I got a
seems like
story
a
to
waste
state
of
the
truck
day
bed
off.
space. You could put a missile rack on that instead.
So this when it happened, but
Uh-oh.
it's too good of a story
yes.
to not tell.
Yes, it is far too good of a story to not hear in a verbal rendition now.
So I am friends with a lot of people in a lot of places, as is per usual. And one of those people happens to be one of the tier 2 guys who is highly trusted by pretty much all of the managers. And he came to me and said, hey, well, your manager was complaining about you to me because you always try to escalate everything because you don't like doing tasks where you don't know how to do the task.
That's normal?
Makes sense.
That's what I said. I said, well,
No,
what did you
that's what
say?
everyone here has said.
Yeah. And I said, well, what did you say? He's like, well, I told him that, yes, that's definitely something I've seen from you, where you like to ask questions a lot whenever you don't know anything about the task you're working on. I said, yeah, I do like to make sure I know what I'm doing, because I don't think that my client should be my test environment to learn something new. I think my client, who is paying me to fix the issue, should receive a person who can fix the issue.
Not somebody who... What? Come on. They'll totally wait while you sit there and frantically Google it.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There is a degree of I'm okay with Googling it. Like, you know, the file won't open. I go in, I look at the file, I do all the shit that I know. I'm like, all right, well, let's see if this file type has some sort of thing. Let's see if this is a recent Windows update. You know, do some minor Googling. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with, and what brought this on and what brought my manager to talk to my friend here, is that the previous day, a problem came in about a server that we don't have assets for, that we apparently manage, but have never worked on anything for it at all because we have no task history. And it's custom shit everywhere. None of it's standard. Can't Google any of it. And I fucking escalated it immediately. He's like, well, and he fucking messages me yesterday. He's like, why'd you escalate this? I was like, 'cause I did everything I know how to do, and I need help on it, and no one offered help, and I waited a whole fucking hour, and they're still waiting for their shit to be fixed, so that's why I escalated it. It's like, well, you need to try harder. Okay, well, can you offer me some next steps, what to try and do? No, you need to try harder first.
Go fuck yourself.
Doing what?
So we have a term for that. We have a term for that in the tech field. It's called cowboying it. You never cowboy it unless you know what the fuck you're doing. You don't fucking do it, because this is how you get in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's not even gonna be the first fucking time. You know, it's about almost every once or twice a fucking month that some dipshit decides to fire from the hip and deletes an entire year's worth of backups for a client, or ruins their entire server infrastructure, or someone deleted some custom fucking software that was written back in 1994 and they don't have any other copies of that software.
How the fuck are you still in business?
Look, we have a lot of fucking clients.
There's also enough competent people rolling around the company to keep those clients happy.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately every single issue was eventually salvaged by, you know, either our software team or our, you know, tier 3 team or something.
No, it shouldn't have to escalate to tier 3 to salvage it. It should never get that bad in the first fucking place, because you shouldn't be allowed to cowboy it.
Yeah, well, you know, we do things interesting here at my company. But yeah, so he fucking complains that he's like, yeah, you know, Sneaky doesn't like doing things unless he's 1,000% certain that what he's doing is the correct thing. I'm like, yeah, fucking sue me. So, oh no, I like doing things correctly.
What a goddamn weirdo!
How
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh, wow, you mean
This
he doesn't
employee
just
likes to
perform
make
open
sure
heart
that our
surgery blind.
customers get help.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Hey,
just go exploring surgery in someone's body.
yeah, I don't just fucking cut someone open and be like, damn, is that what the intestines look like? Shit, I hope I can figure this one out.
Oh shit!
Let me Google
Oh,
that.
damn, were we supposed to anesthetize this guy?
Oh shit! I didn't take a picture until 3/4 of the way in. Let's hope I can loop those back right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
don't worry,
shit,
I've
maybe
done
I
this
should have
1,000
taken a
times,
picture
that'll
of that
never
code before I deleted it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
sound like I just took some mental damage with that one.
That hurt my soul.
That's a grunt I haven't heard out of sight in a hot minute on this podcast, despite all the bullying that happened.
Look, there are
Well,
certain things that's
uh,
just like either I've seen done or I've done before, and it's like, no, never again.
Time to
I've learned
recreate
from
this
my
code
mistakes.
from memory. This surely
Yeah.
wouldn't take too long.
uh,
Clone everything.
Was this a
What do you mean this is written in Java 3?
Java 3? Ha! We're still running Java 1 casual. Please kill me. Please kill me. I hate it so much.
It's so terrible. I hate this shit so fucking much.
but
But-
yeah, it's another one of those cases of like, wow, the response that I initially typed out to you, Sneaky, I mentioned like if I'd been the owner, I heard that I'd have pulled them in the office of me like, what's wrong with you? My initial response that I then thought better of was, how the fuck are you still in this position if you're this stupid?
Yes.
Because that's the, if I as the owner ever heard one of my managers say this about another employee, I'm just like, okay, why the fuck do I have you in a managerial
How
position?
have
if
you not
don't
been
wanna guarantee
fired yet?
quality?
Well, it's as
Oh,
I
that's
explained to
easy.
you over
Well,
the
no, no,
DM.
The way that they get there's really easy. There's actually a business principle for this, Max. It's called the Peter principle.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's real.
It's
and
real,
It's funny
and-
because the anti-Peter principle finally got applied. One of the managers got demoted to tier 2.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
Speaking of idiotic management, so
Yeah.
Oh no.
my
Oh.
company has
Yeah.
been having some financial issues. We're not going broke, but like we're having trouble paying all the bills on time. It's frankly very annoying and very frustrating because everybody goes, "Well, why don't we have this? Why can't the purchasing team just get it?" Well, shit, man, we owe like 4 different vendors like 300 grand. They don't want to ship nothing to us. But anyway.
Just put it on the other credit card.
Oh my god. Yes, suburban mother, of course. I should have thought of that immediately. But yeah, no. A request came down from our direct upper management. This is not his request. It's from other members of the executive staff who happened to be in our daily production meeting. They don't want us to say that things are on credit hold. I want to point out we are 2 years into this process.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. And people still haven't figured it out.
No. That's the problem. They want us to just say that we're working on it with the vendor or we're negotiating. It's like,
It's a lie.
do you think our production floor is made up of fucking retards?
Yes.
Like, genuinely, do you think they all have one collective brain cell?
Yes.
First of all, we've already been saying it for months. Like, we've been saying this for months. they're not gonna suddenly forget about this. And even if we'd never said the words credit hold ever, I think they might start wondering why the purchasing team, which previously got them things pretty much on time and the expedite requests never went above like 15, is sitting there with like 85 expedites.
Hmm. It,
Like,
I need this immediately. Can I interest you in 3 months from now?
yeah, like,
was this a new team
no,
member or
no,
something?
no, 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 no. This was
You know what it
sh-
is? No, you know what it is?
sure?
I can actually tell
Yes.
you accurately, on point, 100% what exactly happened.
Here's the thing. We know exactly who it was, because there was a grand total of 3 people from the executive staff in that call.
Oh, I know.
One of
I'm
them
saying I
was
can
our
tell you
direct
exactly
manager.
why it was asked you do this.
Oh, well, yeah,
So,
I mean, I know why too, but
yeah, LinkedIn or Facebook, someone recently posted cool new executive tip to help in the year 2024, and that was one of them.
maybe, could be, don't know. All I know is I'm like, because like we all know who requested it. Normally, this person's pretty sensible, good head on their shoulders. Uh, but boy, oh boy, was I just like, oh, somebody put on the stupid hat today.
Somebody get the dunce cap.
Yeah, for real, bro. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, how fucking stupid do you think our production staff is?
Well,
And also,
I mean, again, I can answer that with how stupid the executives think the production staff is. We all know
I
the
mean,
answer.
yeah, I know, but like and then my follow up thought to that was, tell you what, if we were like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months into this, like my entire team did, you know what? We would have been saying things like, we're negotiating with the vendor, we're talking to it, vendor's late, lying through our teeth. We did that for about 6 months. And then people started calling us lazy and saying that we were bad at our job and that we should be fired. And you know what? We got pretty sick of that.
That's
Pretty
fair.
fucking quick.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I also would assume that the purchasing department was just being fucking lazy about it. Instead of immediately defaulting to, oh, my company's probably going to have to do a mass layoff soon because we're behind on bills.
Fair. And like that's the thing, like, right, I get that. Although I will say we'd already had a round of layoffs by that point. I'm like, guys, we just had a round of layoffs. The fuck do you think is happening? But yeah, again, I could understand people saying that. But so we just went to our boss and we're like, hey boss, we're tired of getting hammered in the production meeting. Can we just tell people the truth? And our boss was like, yeah, tell people what's going on. Tell them why you can't get things. Especially when they have like 12 expedites and they want to know why this machine's not going to get built.
Yep. So the executive team was telling you guys to say this to your own coworkers,
Yes.
not even clients.
Oh
People
no,
who
we're not in a
clock in with
client-facing
you.
position.
Oh, okay. That's like 2 steps what I would consider to be a hostile work environment, in all honesty, because like that's info they need. Period.
What?
It
Well,
doesn't matter how
No,
low
that's the
level
thing.
you think they're. It doesn't matter how low level they are on the totem pole. They
Well, that's the
need
thing.
the simple, we can't do it because of X reason, not you're just a grunt, stop asking, because that's what they're telling you to say.
You're just a dirty grunt. Stop asking.
Here's the thing. Technically, and because I know this is what those kinds of managerial people would say, saying things like, well, we're on credit hold and we can't get things from the vendor. Well, that's bad for morale. They don't need to know
No, it's
why you can't get the part. They just need to
no,
know if you
it's
can't get the
not.
part.
I love stupid people who don't understand how morale works. It's great. They keep getting positions of power they don't fucking deserve.
And I'm just sitting
Yep.
going
Oh,
like, these
yeah.
people have been here for going on 2 years after 2 rounds of layoffs. I think if they were gonna leave, they'd have left by now. Or they can't find anything better and they're stuck here anyway. Either way, morale is not a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Well.
anything, morale's at rock bottom.
We're already at the bottom. It can't sink any lower.
Huzzah!
And if it does, the company's gone anyway.
Exactly. It'll reach a point where it doesn't matter, but we haven't reached that point, and luckily, soon I will hopefully be free of that particular problem. But well,
Oh.
can't talk about that stuff.
I see.
Listen, I can anonymously complain about my executive staff all I like, but listen, no one's ever going to put 2 and 2 together. Certainly, none of them are ever going to hear this. But I'd rather not mention confidential information where someone might overhear it and I might get in trouble.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
You mean
would have
you're
to be
not
totally
willing to share
stupid to
company
say that.
secrets?
Not without a whole lot more money, I'm not.
Nah, fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that classic thing of like, you work in the tech industry. You're not going to blame steal from the company unless you can guarantee disappear to Mexico levels of money.
Absolutely. Listen, I know what my information is worth, and it's worth spending the rest of my life hiding from the feds.
Fair.
Yeah.
So until you can guarantee that I'm going to Tijuana and no one will ever find Senor Joe, come back. Try again.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's really how you want to roll it.
Listen, I'm just saying, you got to pay me a whole lot of money. I need to be able to disappear to either a small island or like a second world country.
Honestly, it's not even the information is that dangerous. It's just that getting sued for the value of a contract means you would never, ever, ever pay off those debts.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. But anyway, we're here for fan fiction, where authors' dreams are made a reality. No, I will not take that back. So, we said last time around we were going to do, was it Ruby crossover, the thing it was?
I
If
don't
we
know.
Probably
say
something like
yes,
that.
does that mean you'll
We
avoid
got
something
sidetracked
worse?
by Wildbow being utterly incompetent and my boiling rage.
Yeah, apparently Friday is going to be even worse because Wildbow put out the next chapter and it's even worse.
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
So get your alcohol in advance, boys.
Yep. Because goddamn.
It is absolutely going to get fucking worse.
I'm gonna be sick
Ruby
that day.
Life is Showtime, Common
allowed-
Writer.
Listen. This
Sorry,
is like,
we don't offer sick days here.
First
You
of all,
will
this is
be
physical
here.
inventory. This is like physical inventory. Okay. All hands
You
on
will
deck.
be
I don't
here.
care if you throw it up.
Damn.
Also, I was gonna say that's a very specific threat that I think only about half the chat will understand.
What, all hands on deck?
You're
Physical
coming in for physical
inventory.
inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Not fun.
Honestly, physical inventory is not too bad unless your inventory system is
No, Sign can't even leave when he's dead because I will resurrect him. I will invent necromancy to resurrect his soul, specifically for the sole purpose of torturing it more.
I thought I was getting an AI of me when I died.
No. That's
You
for all
think
the
we
other
have
times.
that kind of money?
Hey, also, first of all, listen. If anyone's first up in the AI, if anyone's first up to be AI-ified, it's Gray because his body's falling apart. Then
True.
me, because
We
I am absolutely willing. Listen, unless you can put me in a Gundam, sign me up for the Halo AI. Fry my brain and
Fair.
turn me into a supercomputer.
Gray
I fry
be
my
the
brain.
ghost in
I
the
am ready.
Listen, I am super on board with it, but you'll die. So what? I get to become an AI. Listen. Oh, the AI won't be based off of you. Listen, my level of snark and sarcasm is eternal. I will create a sassy, sarcastic, snappy AI that is plot relevant.
What you know?
Fair.
What? That's actually a really interesting writing prompt. What would you do if you died? You go to hell, and whoever's fucking manning the desk at hell is just like, yeah, all right. So we reviewed your life. Your punishment is to show up for as long as the podcast is going on for.
Yes. Wait, does that mean I get out once it's done?
No.
That's just like
No.
that's so specific.
What it means is that every time, right, you will be resurrected, brought back to full consciousness from the hours of 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless the show goes long. And then you'll just kind of sit there in a semi-aware haze while a timer simply counts down to the next time you're brought back.
Yes.
I hate it.
Yes.
That's the point. It's a punishment.
Yes. Even better is when I inevitably end up in hell, I will then proceed to just torture everyone else with more
No.
stories.
No,
Yes.
they know exactly what to do with you, Sneaky.
Send me to my own
Desk,
hell.
Tier 1.
No, Sneaky. You'll be brought back as a game tester for Sweet Baby.
Of course, yes, obviously. Anyway, so yeah, Ruby Common Writer crossover. Remnant is about to get help in the crisis it has. Do they really even have a crisis?
Apparently.
Technically, their current state of
mean-
living is a crisis. they
I
just
mean,
call it life.
is it really? I mean,
If you
Like I
if you
said, they
look at
just
the
call it
world
life.
setting, it's in constant crisis. If you look at the way Ruby's written, no, not really. It's just an inconvenience every other week.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's,
The world setting is perfect for a 24/7 crisis.
yeah,
It's not
It's a death
really
world for
presented
sure.
that well.
yeah. Not
The problem
really
is, even if
portrayed
it's
well.
a death world,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not
I mean,
portrayed
it's not
well.
a pleasant place to be, but honestly, if you're in one of the 4 major metropolises, you're
Probably okay.
as long as you're not a faunus in
Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah, I could care less about that place. Like, look,
Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't
there's
want
Not even
there's a
Atlas.
sweet
I mean,
there's
it's not
certainly
really
a sweet
even,
spot to live in. To be
not
fair,
even that much
because
racism.
like if you're living
well, I mean, Sneaky,
before
there's
the Great
literal mind
War,
slaves.
Yeah, but we're never shown those. We just everyone keeps saying that they're
Okay, Sneaky.
totally slaves in the mines.
Sneaky.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Actually, the
We're just
only
gonna have
time
to
we
take that one
see
fact here.
the only
Yeah,
time we actually see minors, I want to point out,
Yeah.
is when they talk about Nicholas Schnee
Yeah.
when he's in the
Me,
mines with the
Nicholas.
boys.
Yeah, when he's in the mine with the
Like-
boys, yeah. I know. Yeah. No, see, that's what my point is, though,
The only
right?
time we see
Like,
them.
they keep saying that the slaves are in the mines, that all the faunus are enslaved in the mines, except we never hear about mine accidents. Like, there was one mine accident that we ever heard about, and it was a big deal. Because,
I understand your point, but
right, I know, but what I'm saying is that you can't use what they're saying is going on, because that you would have to pick faunus are enslaved and there's racism against them, or Grimm are attracted to negativity.
yes,
Pick one.
Trust me,
I-
bro. Both are totally happening.
I
Right, but no-
fully agree with you.
But my point is, this is what's written.
I know.
They never showed it. but this is what's written. And so if this is what is written, and this is technically canon, then one of these have to be picked. Or alternatively, maybe the SDC is trying to do a massive cover-up about the free pool and food service they have in the mines for all of the Faunus workers. And so they just tell everyone they're enslaving the Faunus.
Somehow I can't see Jacques City paying for that. Somehow
hang on. As a crack fic, this sounds hilarious. Because then you stick to Adam having that scar, and that's part of the cover-up. Adam's in on it.
Yeah, Adam is actually in on it.
I think Ruby though is kind of what I think Sneaky hit the nail on the head. Ruby, as we're told, is not Ruby as we're shown, and so any fan fiction that does Ruby, quote unquote, accurate to canon has to include those dumb elements. And getting rid of them would automatically make it a major AU with dozens of knock-on effects. Like, there's no Faunus slaves.
Well, it's like what I said before. I never want to write Ruby because even, like with Naruto, it's, okay, how do people get money in Naruto? They're a peasant or they're a ninja. Okay, how do the ninjas get paid? They take missions. Okay. So the ninja missions, they're just like kill people, protect people, move things. Got it. Simple. That's how the economy works. The rest of the economy is just real world economy. Okay. Easy enough. How does Ruby economy work? Well, first we and then we refine the dust. Yeah, then we refine the dust, and that somehow turns into shoes. And then question mark, and then profit and global economy question mark?
Well, see, that's just the thing, though, is those question marks aren't just question marks. Those question marks are, hey, here's half a dozen world-building elements that will explicitly prohibit the development of the systems we're showing you on screen. Like you can't have global trade. There's giant kaiju that will literally eat your sailing ship. You can't just go sell your stuff to someone who needs it. Like, Atlas shouldn't be able to buy food.
Yeah.
Well, they do show that shipping has defenses against those kaiju.
Yes, but no, because here's the thing, though, right?
Here's a recent development.
No. It could have been a very long historical development, but it doesn't matter either way because we actually have proof that, again, it's a question mark scenario because the ship has guns on it. Guns specifically to fight aquatic Grimm attacking the ship. However, Blake on the ship gets attacked by the sea dragons. And the captain goes, "Oh no, I didn't think we'd be attacked by sea dragons.
What will we do?"
Man, they have sea dragon cannons.
Well, they don't have any.
I thought they had some on that boat.
They have anti-aquatic Grimm cannons, which apparently don't include sea dragons.
Because sea dragons are dragons, not aquatic.
Yeah, we're going off Pokemon rules, don't you know?
Yeah,
that's a dragon type, not a water type.
Of course.
But seriously though, like for some reason it was the only aquatic Grimm we've ever been introduced to was the sea dragon, but the boat was only equipped to fight Grimm that aren't the sea dragon, except the guy also didn't hire huntsmen to fight the sea dragon, and they were only saved because Blake and Son were on the ship.
Yes,
yeah,
the whole thing
happened to be on the ship. Yeah.
No
that
one's
scene
arguing
needed
with
heavy rewriting on that.
The whole thing is stupid and needs a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's the thing. It doesn't actually need a whole hell of a lot of work.
That doesn't even need that much work. That would just need mentions of like, oh, we know there are routes where there aren't a lot of Grimm, or we know certain Grimms to this part of the water. There was nothing like that.
Oh, so yeah, Jin also says a great point, and I brought this up in my AU as well. If dust is so
Oh.
critically important to every single function of society, there's no way in hell a government would ever let a private company take it over.
No, hell
Sure.
no. They would just incorporate that company into the
Oh,
government.
Yeah.
even more so when you realize that the company in question is in the militaristic dictatorship,
Yeah.
which would never
Well,
give them the level of control that they had.
it's on
Because
top of
the
that, though.
SEC didn't answer to the military. That was made explicitly clear
Yeah.
in volume.
But on
4
top
and
of all
5.
of that, though, right? Any company that would own a monopoly on such a resource, like, if the only way for the entire world to get oil was through Exxon, a whole lot of world governments wouldn't exist anymore. They would be Exxon subsidiaries.
Yes.
Like, it's just like
I think if you wanted to write it as a quote unquote private company, you could kind of do the bad guys from World War II option, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a
Well, I mean, you could also do the Japanese option.
a party official, like the Zaibatsus. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Zaibatsus.
that is much less likely to get the streaming server. So with the Japanese, all you need to do is bring the governing officials of the corporate body into government, integrate them directly into the production chain for the military,
Yeah.
and then just have your officials mingle. If private and public interests are the same,
Right,
of course they're going to work
and that's
together.
exactly what I did in my massive AU, is where Atlas controlled the production of dust directly, Mistral had Zaibatsus, Vale had multiple crime families, but they also didn't have a large dust economy, they had a large food economy, and Vacuo had the 13 tribes.
Which is probably a lot more logical than what we got in canon.
Yeah,
But
it took a whole
that's
5 seconds for me to think that up. But
I
yeah, so
remember writing for the AU.
yeah,
was
it's
fun.
just very frustrating when it comes to Ruby, because the second you try and fix anything, you have to fix everything. It's like it's like a house of cards where you see one card just slightly tilted and you're like, oh shit, can I just like poke that a little bit back into place? And you do it and the whole fucking
No.
thing collapses. That's basically Ruby's world building, is that it only works so long as you don't touch at it, look at it, breathe too hard near it. But yeah.
And that means any fic also has to abide by those rules, inherently making it infinitely more difficult to write a fic for it.
Yeah. Pretty much, sir. Pretty much. Let's see here. Let's say Knights of Olympus, a Titan lullaby. John Arc fell. However, instead of landing in the beach of Ever After, he lands on beach of Camp Half-Blood. It seems like John Arc's life really is a Greek tragedy. I'm gonna forgive you for that one, author, because it is a little funny. However, make that joke again and you get 1,000 punishment points.
Wait, no, Sneaky. You'll revoke his social credit score?
Yes.
Oh no.
You really
Exactly.
held back there, Sneaky. That was benevolent of you.
Yes. I know. I'm fair and considerate like that.
More seriously, PJO is one of probably the easier settings to hand wavium an insert into from another setting, just
Yes.
because of how stupid their whole multiverse works, or
Yes.
how stupidly their whole multiverse works, I should say. And that still doesn't really make it a good idea, because the PJO setting is very, 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 very cluttered, and it's one of those things where if you're trying to do anything with it, you basically got to write original fiction, and it's like Ruby, but for basically the opposite reasons. With PJO, everything is moderately well self-contained, but everything is so intricate, complicated, and built up within its lane that within its own lane it stops making sense. Like the whole thing with the Amazonians, and I
God, I hate that shit.
It is so. It's like, hey, how can I ape the myths without understanding the myths?
Yeah.
And the author was a teacher. He should have known better. So, Rick Riordan, I mean, come on, dude. Do better.
Do better.
One thing I do like about that idea, though, is that they would allow a Titan-blooded demi being to exist anywhere near the gods, and Zeus wouldn't just immediately glass the area.
That's a good point. However, I don't think he's Titan-blooded. It says Knight of Olympus, Titan's Lullaby. So I mean, we can click on it and see. I mean, it's not. It's only been ongoing for a year. It's only got 50k words. Yeah, 50k words. Percy Jackson has had a very long summer with the Sea of Monsters book events occurring, as well as the fact that Thalia was now back and alive. Annabeth was happy. Grover was too. And Percy couldn't be more happy for both of them, as he was sure it was a relief to have her back. However, once she fully regained consciousness, they did have to inform her about the Luke situation, which he could tell struck her hard. Now, I know I staggered that with my speech, but actually that was one entire sentence. Yeah.
No.
So that's what an author who's very, very young, or perhaps ESL.
Perhaps.
And like I don't want to just say, hey, this is a person who doesn't know how to write English, because obviously there's 100 authors out there who write in languages that aren't English that are a million times better than I am.
Oh, 20 stories written. Interesting. John Arc times Trans Emerald.
No, I'm good. Peace out, guys. I'm going to go have dinner with my mom. Have a good night.
Good night.
Get back here.
Those are much better plans.
Suffer with us.
Fades into the distance.
Peace.
Oh, God.
At least he knows.
I would have been banned if I stayed. True. Peace.
Yeah,
Man, people just say the most interesting things, don't they? Yeah, yeah. Gotta give credit, yeah. Where it's due. But yeah, no, it's just, people say the weirdest things. People say the weirdest things. Even worse, both he and Thalia would have to stay at the camp for the rest of the summer. Or else Luke and all of the demigods with him, plus more monsters, would target them. But enough about bad news. Some good news was that Tyson had gone down to his dad's domain to work for him, which Percy was happy to hear. He sure hoped that he would have a good time there, but Percy still felt saddened by his departure, but he was sure he would see Tyson again. Next to him, everything was working out. And while they still had Luke and Cronus to worry about, you misspelled Cronus, Percy was taking a break after a long adventure while sitting next to the beach looking up at the stars. There you are, Percy. Percy's head turned around. Ooh.
He's an owl. It's okay.
Ooh. No, Annabeth the owl.
One of them's an owl.
Close enough, I suppose.
Oh.
He smiled at her before responding, "Hey, Annabeth." He greeted her. Man, people just don't understand dialogue, do they? It's really wild because it's like every published book up until 2010 had proper dialogue tags. And I just don't understand where people are learning dialogue improperly.
It's like they started, publishing a whole bunch of fan fiction writers who had no idea how to write dialogue.
True.
No, Sneaky, you know exactly where. Machine translated light novels and shit.
Oh, God.
Even the MTL light novels aren't that bad.
No, they are.
They get real bad.
No, so you were actually not here for this. So way back in the day, I was reading a space battle story. It was a worm story, of course. It was a worm story.
It's a worm story.
Yep. And the worm story was Taylor getting literal god powers. And the author decided they were going to roleplay Taylor as Haruhumi Suzumiya, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yes.
In where she has god powers, except she is a lazy shut-in who doesn't want to actually do anything with them. Unless they personally inconvenience her.
Neat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also aware of the powers for some reason. The whole threat behind Haruhi is she wasn't aware that she was affecting reality.
That's why I like Kion Big Damn Hero, where they make her aware of it, make her give herself a power limiter, and then it actually plays out really well.
Anyway, yeah, so she gets the god powers, and she's really lazy and blah blah blah, whatever. So I'm reading the story and I'm noticing a pattern. And I'm noticing this pattern pretty consistently occurring. So it wasn't like a one-time off error, or the author was just having trouble with spacing or something, right? It was very intentional. And finally, after like the third chapter or so, I posted a message saying, "Hey, author, why are you improperly spacing your story?" And they said that they weren't. I said, "Yes, you are. That's not how you write English." He's like, "Well, I learned how to write English by reading machine translated light novels from Korea." And well, okay, that's not how exactly happened. I accused him of it, and he finally admitted to it. Because I also read light novels that were machine translated from Korea. And so I was intimately aware of how the Koreans write their shit. Because I'm also very much aware that the machine translators take no steps into fixing it into actual English. They just translate it all, slap it down on paper, and post it. And so what he was doing was that every single sentence got a new paragraph, but he didn't put paragraph spacing in unless it was a new paragraph.
No, so each new sentence is a new line, but not a paragraph space.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he also didn't paragraph space for dialogue between characters. And you would very quickly lose track of who was who, because they don't really do names. I mean, it's hard to describe it. The machine translation doesn't really do names when it's translating Korean works, because I guess of how the Korean language translates to English. because of like the implied genders or whatever, right? So it just uses he and she a lot. So if there was ever two guys talking in his story, you instantly lost track of who was who because they both talked the same, and they were only ever referred to as he, aside from the start of the scene. And you just had to guess which one was saying and doing what based off of like what you would expect each character to be doing in this situation.
I see.
And it was just so fucking bad. It was just atrocious. The dialogue was terrible. The execution was dog shit. The like everything was just terrible. And this was back in the day when I still gave a shit, and I offered to completely fix the chapters. And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure." And so I completely rewrote 3 of his chapters to read in standard English instead of his garbage. And he's like, "Oh wow, this makes a lot more sense and is a lot more readable. Thanks, dude." I was like, "Yeah, no problem. Just, just start doing that instead." Of course, he didn't.
Of course.
He sent me his new chapters, and he's like, "Hey, can you do it again?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh, he expected you to keep doing it.
Yeah, he did. And I was like, "No." And then he actually ended up stopping the story, as far as I remember, because I checked up on his story a little while later. Because he initially didn't attribute me as the V2 writer. So, but he did thread mark the chapters, the rewrites. So people were like, "Why did you go back to your old writing style, bro? These chapters are so dog shit. Why are you just do the new style?" And so eventually he admitted that someone else wrote the new style for him, and then people were giving him shit about that, and then he just stopped writing the chapters.
Good.
Should have learned.
Yeah, it's just like it was so fucking unreadable. It was crazy. People, like the worst part was, dude was English first language.
What?
Yeah, English first language.
Wait.
He didn't read
So he
any
learned-
books. He did not read any books aside from machine-translated Korean light novels.
No. How old was he?
Oh, I think he was like 16 or something.
He's all right. He's in school at that time, so that means there are books he was required to read.
Because kids do that.
Yeah.
Kids
Stop.
totally do the required reading. Absolutely, sign.
Okay, but come the fuck on. There had to have been some point at which he could have had to have looked at one for class at some point.
No.
They have
No.
grammar lessons,
No.
writing
No,
lessons.
not anymore.
English literature
Nope,
lessons.
not
What?
anymore.
They don't have
Yeah,
those
that's
anymore?
actually racist.
Nope.
What?
Yeah, it's actually racist now.
You're joking.
No.
Oh no.
He isn't.
Yeah. As far as I'm
Oh,
aware, Common Core
bad.
English is now more in line with teaching a preschooler.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Like I looked at what my
How?
like years ago, I looked at my little brother was working on for English class, for his Common Core English class, and it was like shit I was doing in kindergarten. 5th grade. Years ago, like 7 years ago.
Why?
It's only gotten worse since then.
Why? Fucking why? I mean, I know why, but
Well, you know why. Yeah.
the
And no,
entire
yeah,
reason
and
Common Core was invented.
yeah. Yeah, literature is college level now. Yeah, 100% it actually is. Completely serious, no joking.
What?
Yeah. So, Common Core doesn't teach literature really anymore. You're expected to pass your literacy test in 12th grade.
Huh?
Yes. And California has actually gotten rid of that requirement.
Ah, of course. No child
And-
left
Of course
behind.
they would.
Not quite that policy.
No, the No
They're
Child
close
Left Behind
enough.
is a different policy that was nationwide that was supported by both parties.
No, he's saying that No
Decisions
Child
each
Left
are much
Behind is the
different.
reason why California was doing it, and it's not
Yeah,
that
Well,
policy as to why they're doing it.
but they use
I
the
feel
same
like they would
reasoning.
do that. No, I feel like they do that even without the policy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably these
they
days.
yeah, it's because of a different reason.
That policy started as
Yeah.
a good idea until it turns out that they were incentivizing things in the exact wrong way.
Yeah, it turns out that if you have a population of people that you literally can't teach no matter how much money you pour into their education, it incentivizes schools to stop pouring money into their education and to just lower the education standards so they keep meeting them.
Well, I mean, the
It's,
school wouldn't want to lose that funding, would they?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair though, I know how hard it is for public schools to get funding in the first place, so
Yeah.
I don't blame them, but you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Gray.
Still kind of fucks over.
Did Gray
entire
just fall into
generations.
the event horizon?
Bad.
Yes.
What? Gray's yeah turned into
I
like
am
a
going
10-second.
from 30. I'm going from 30 to 1,000.
Gray's experiencing the time warp.
Mess.
Gray is the time
It
warp.
bad.
But yeah, so that's what's going on there. So yeah, literacy is really bad, and that's why fanfiction is going to be forever in the hands of millennials, because the upcoming generations are literally too stupid to write.
They don't know how to read and write. Yeah.
You know, so fanfiction will permanently be within the hands of our generation.
I don't know that I like that.
Well,
You
should,
should.
I mean, I want to see new ideas come to life.
Yeah.
But well, Zoomer ideas are fucking dumb to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, you were serious.
Well, I mean, so the other issue here is there is a large proliferation of sexual-based content on the internet now, and because teenagers are just discovering their penis, they kind of only read that, and
I mean,
because
come on, that's always been a problem.
No, hang
Well,
on.
not actually, not really.
Inverted when it comes to Zoomers, though. They don't like that kind of content like at all.
Right? No, but when is that's Zoomers? No, that's that's
Yes.
Alpha, not Zoomers. Alpha doesn't like that content because that's all Zoomers got, and that's all Zoomers replicated. Was that? But the gate to enter the field of being a successful slop author is very low, and so between the Zoomers yanking their own dicks off and the low quality level of literature they are reading, effectively they have a stunted reading level.
Well, Common Core didn't do them any favors.
Oh, certainly not. But I mean, I was reading the big book of health and science before first grade.
Yes, but Sneaky, you have an IQ above room temperature.
Yes, I'm aware. I know, but what I'm saying is that Common Core doesn't make smart people stupid if they don't want to be stupid.
Fair, yeah. There were and probably still are exceptions like us who are sitting there reading college level material in like the 4th grade, but those are the exceptions, not the rule, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Most unfortunately.
Yep. But yeah. So anyway, the author continues to do dialogue mildly okay. Pretty awful overall. And then explosion happened. What was that? How would I know? Wouldn't you know? Why would I know? You're the daughter of Athena. Fuck you. Let's check it out. Why me? Because you can breathe underwater. Fine. It's been so long since I've read PJO. I mean, I feel like Percy would be more interested in checking it out first, and Annabeth would be like, "No, seaweed brain, can't do that. You're the only one that can breathe underwater here. If you get hurt, no one will be
Yeah,
able
that
to help
sounds
you."
great.
Gray is kill.
Unfortunate.
Rip Gray.
I live, bitch.
For now.
For now. And then he shot out of the water. Help me. Wait, this is after Sea of Monsters. Doesn't he have water powers? Why does he need help getting someone out of the water? And
Who knows?
Don't ask
so anyway,
questions.
yeah, my bad. They drag him out. Help me get his armor off. We need to perform CPR on him. Wait, why would you need to perform CPR on him? Bro, you can twist rivers.
Bro, pull the water out of his lungs.
Author forgot this.
Hey, bro, are you okay? Where am I? Vacuo? No. Vale? No, you're on Long Island, dude. Yeah, do you remember how you got here? I remember a bridge and I fell. Oh,
Okay, no,
Penny.
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Look, I understand that Percy is stupid. Or at least he needs to be stupid for the story. I understand that Grover is stupid.
Yeah.
You really think Annabeth wouldn't immediately go, I have heard of none of those fucking places and you are speaking English?
Yes. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
don't
know.
worry about it.
Yeah, we'll see. Can you tell me your name? I'm John Ark. Good. Nice to meet you, John. I'm Annabeth and this is Percy. Can you tell me how I got here? You fell from the sky. Speaking of that, what are you? What do you mean? Are you a half-blood? Huh? I think you might want to come with us to camp. Mr. D will have some answers for you. Chiron. Yes, but Mr. D, I don't think he'll care. John was confused, but he did as the kids said. The kids, they were like, see a
They would
monster?
be his age.
No. John's like 20 now, dude.
Wait, no, is
Um,
this old John or is this like Canon John? Because Canon
This is-
John, I was pretty sure was like 18.
No, by volume 8, he's 20.
Is he?
Yeah.
That really does not show at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ruby was the only one who actually looked like she aged up. Ruby and Weiss.
Yep. Crazy that. So anyway. He was confused as to why she was doing it. If he had to guess, he was trying to figure out who he was. After all, a normal person, even a half-blood, doesn't just fall out of the sky. No, I mean, a half-blood would reasonably fall out of the sky. I could see that from a demigod.
If
It's
their daddy
PGO,
was
that could
Zeus,
totally
the chances
happen.
increases to 100%.
Yeah.
Zeus, what
Anyway.
did he tell you about airdropping your children?
Don't worry about it,
Don't
they'll be
worry, it's
fine.
not his.
Well, once it hits the ground anyway.
Oof.
I'm sorry. I just imagine Zeus depositing his wayward children with the mortals who gave them. You touched it last, it's your problem, not mine!
Yeah.
Percy was wondering why John looked like a knight. No, he doesn't at all. He doesn't even have... He has fucking half-plate and dog shit, not even pauldrons. He does not look like a knight at all.
He looks like he's LARPing as a knight.
Not even LARPing as a knight, because he didn't even get the fucking armor correct. He looks like someone
okay.
who heard about a Hollywood version of a knight and put, like, half of the armor on.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
His armor looked way too new, so he wasn't a time traveler either.
That is...
Why would that even be a possibility they would consider? Is that a thing that
Demigod.
happens in PJO?
No.
No, but...
But demigod, okay.
Yeah. Percy was blah, blah, blah. Percy then tried to decide to get as much information out of John as he could, because he didn't want to bring a dangerous person into camp. You never answered Annabeth's questions. Are you a half-blood? I would answer if I knew what a half-blood was. Half human, half god. Like, I'm like the son of Poseidon. But Mom was a human. Your dad was a god? Yeah, Poseidon. Who? Poseidon. John was still confused, which made Percy confused as to how John couldn't possibly know who Poseidon was. Who didn't know who the Olympian gods were?
Someone in Japan.
This isn't a current year fic. Like, this wasn't published 2024, was it?
Oh, yes, it was. It was published, February.
Oh, good. Remind me, when was PJO again? What was that, like...
2014.
2014.
At worst.
Plenty of time for
maybe
people
even like
to
2010.
Okay, no, that's plenty of time for people to not know about the Olympian gods in pop culture any longer.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how
Like-
about that? Oh, sorry, my bad. 2013 was the movie for Sea of Monsters. The book series for the novel was 2006. Hearing that he's the son of a god might send John into a homicidal rage because of the brothers? No.
He doesn't know about them yet.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well,
no, the
depends on
brothers...
when.
No, the brothers are a, religious order in Remnant. This is canon. They do worship the brothers, canonically. It's never brought up. It's basically never talked about. It's basically never, said or shown or done. The reason why this is because, r/atheism.
They didn't want religion, yes.
So, yeah. Let's see here. We're here, and they looked at camp. What is this place? Camp Half-Blood. Safe haven for the Half-Bloods. Okay, I'll have to ask you about that later, but for now, I will wait. And, see, blah, blah, blah. Chiron, we need your help. Something strange happened. What happened? He happened. Who's he? We hope you know he fell out of the sky. John Arc, why are you wearing armor? Protection, of course, but why are you wearing it? What are you protecting yourself from? From the Grimm. Like Brothers Grimm? I've never heard them be called that, referring to the brother gods of Grimm.
Okay, again, I know John is a fucking idiot,
Yes.
but, like...
Percy Jackson
come
and the
on.
methods of rationality. The methods of atheism.
God damn.
Like,
Yeah.
again, my problem here is that, okay, Percy's stupid. Absolutely. He's dumber than a sack of hammers sometimes. He isn't that dumb.
Yeah.
You'd figure they'd figure out they're talking past each other.
Mr. D, name, John Ark, Sush, where'd you find him? Fell from the sky. Another wrong, Peter Johnson, I thought your name was Percy. It is, and he's no half-blood, he's human. How's this possible? He shouldn't be here and seeing us if he was human. Because he's not from a regular human, you're not from this world. Yeah, wherever here is, I don't think I'm from here. Send word to the gods, we got big news. We have some people from other worlds now. Wait, why do you say that? Because he's not from this world.
He could just fucking tell.
Yep, he can just tell.
See, he's the only one who turned the brain on today.
See, so blah blah blah, the gods have a meeting. What's gonna go on here? I don't know. I've never seen a man from another world. Word of advice, be respectful, the gods are easily angered. Lord Apollo, sup Chiron. Kids doing wonders, Apollo got a son, pleasure to meet you, Apollo. John Ark Huntsman, is that a job title? Yeah. I hunt monsters called Grimm, sick. And blah blah blah, see them off, blah blah blah, Chiron, blah blah blah, Apollo, Dionysus, blah blah blah. We're here to discuss John Ark. Why have you come to our world? What are your intentions? I don't know, I just landed here. You don't know how you arrived here? Yes. Well, he's human, but there's difference about him. Tell us the thing that's around your body. Aura? Is that what you call it? Interesting. What does it do? This is what it does. Interesting.
It gets me bitches.
Tell us about your world. John told them about his world. Tell
Listen,
me, John, what do you remember before
as
arriving
far
in
as
our
John
world?
knows, that's the only thing Aura's ever done.
Yeah, true. John gulped and then told them about what happened before he arrived in the world. Okay, it's time to decide what do we do about John. John, oh no, I'm gonna panic now.
Oh no, I'm an idiot.
And then Apollo is like, hey, we shouldn't kill or imprison him for doing nothing. And Artemis is like, why should we do that? He's a man.
Hey, at least we're keeping one thing accurate.
He's not a threat.
She's still a
He could
man-hater?
also help. Huh? Oh yeah.
She's still a man-hater?
Oh yeah. She's a man-hater throughout the entire fucking story. That never changes because God forbid a feminist ever encounters character development in a story.
I thought she and Percy hooked up and got married or some shit at the end?
Artemis?
Oh,
No!
right, no,
Bro?
I'm sorry. I was thinking
Bro.
of
Porn
Percy's
brain off.
friend.
This is the real plot.
Annabeth.
No, I was thinking of Annabeth, not Artemis. I'm sorry.
So anyway, we can have him teach the kids at the camp the ways of combat. Yeah. John Ark. Professor. Uh-huh.
I feel like I've heard this story before, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to go so well.
As the new combat instructor. What part of John's story made them so confident in making him the combat instructor? Why would Ares agree to this?
Did he mention? But did he mention the 30 years of experience he had in Fairy Tale Land?
No. This is instead of landing in Fairy Tale Land.
So no 30-year time
I'm
skip.
sorry.
Experience.
I'm sorry. If this was Fairy Tale John after getting the dagger that reverses time, it's like, okay, you know what? I could see where they're coming from because he's got 30 years of actual applied experience. That would make sense. But this is Sean.
Yeah.
Who said, I want you to make my shield, make my sword bigger, despite not knowing how to wield a great sword.
Yes.
Don't worry, he just swings it harder.
This is fresh out of just getting my ass handed to me by Cinder Fall. John.
Also, I'm going to sharpen the edges of my shield.
Also my
That
shield
totally
now
works.
acts as a glider as well for some.
I'm sorry, that's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for some reason, Atlas was like, "Hey, give us your weapons. We'll make some adjustments to it." And they're like, "Okay, let's just give the shield a glider function." It's like,
Oh,
huh?
right. They put gravity
Like,
dust in that. There's some shit, didn't they?
No.
yeah, and it extends out with like holographic purple wings and everything. Like not much, but just enough to be different.
Oh my
Oh,
Actually,
you
god.
mean
Someone at
that's
Rooster
awful.
Teeth plays
Also,
Genshin Impact.
yeah,
okay?
probably.
And
Um,
No, that's literally
by the
the
way, I
Genshin
think it's worth
Impact
noting.
glider.
I think
Oh
it's worth
yeah.
noting, by the way, how much of the Arc family shield is left at this
Yeah.
point?
none. It's
None.
gone.
Because it's
0%.
like
It was
this,
entirely
this,
recast.
this was an important family heirloom that was so treasured that we just made sure that it was well maintained. We never made any adjustments to it.
Yep.
And then this little shit comes out of nowhere and has two different sources work on it. One that gave it a great sword function, which look, I'm all for that because I love the Bloodborne Ludwig's greatsword. It's fun. The greatsword being a sheath for the smaller sword, I love that. But Ruby did it awfully. It did it
Yeah.
completely awful.
Yeah.
And then the second one, he didn't even have a choice from what I understand. They're just like, oh, we'll just make an adjustment to it. Don't worry. Also, I just realized that means that John got 2 weapon upgrades while everyone else only got 1.
Oh
He
shit, you
needed
know
it.
what? Actually, it probably doesn't even exist at all anymore. Because they flash forge everything, don't they?
I don't know how they handle it. I just know that
No, you
um
mean for the Pyrrha upgrade?
No, just in general, for the creation of the mecha shift weapons, they use that fucking flash forge.
we're never
Mm,
told explicitly of how they make the weapons, but I would assume that it probably had to be given a cast, melted, and reforged because there's no way in hell you're making the level of adjustment to a mecha shift that they did for this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
well,
The original thing was a sheath that folded out into a sword. There's no way that the first blacksmith was able to give it a transforming upgrade to become a larger sword blade. Those
okay.
mechanisms
So
were
that
not present in there.
that first blacksmith doesn't look like his shop had that kind of equipment. Like, we remember we saw the outside of this place. It was a small place to begin with, and he was doing most of his work outside. There's no way he could have had that equipment to do that. Like, it looks like they're implying he did it by hand, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there's no way for that to have happened because, like, again, the mechanisms aren't there for that. He'd have to rebuild the entire thing from scratch,
Oh, I
ostensibly.
agree. Like, okay, I could see it
Just
if you're
keep in
saying, all
mind,
right, this thing was running off a Mecha Shift version 1, the very prototype of
yeah.
Mecha Shift tech, and we're up to like
Well,
version 5 or
okay,
6 now by the time of
I
Ruby.
I I have always been forgiving of some of the mecha ship stuff, just because I think that kind of stuff is cool.
Yeah,
With the
really cool.
exceptions being Coco's gun and some weird mechanisms with Gamble's Shroud once Sneaky pointed it out to me.
Yeah, Gamble
John's
was dumb.
shield Jean's shield is now in that group because after the blacksmith in the middle of nowhere, it still was able to be a shield and a sheath and a larger blade. There is
With
no spacing for that level of mechanism.
unless
Keeping
they
in mind,
totally reworked it.
as I said, he'd have to completely rebuild it from scratch. That was a mecha weapon from the Great War. It was at minimum 50 years old, and that's assuming it was created right in the middle of the Great War.
It was in.
Oh,
I
It's
think it
probably
was
closer
interesting.
implied
to
that
80
thing was
years
closer to
old.
like 300 years old.
Beacon canonically has
I
a
don't know.
class
It's an Arc
called Weapon
family heirloom.
Crafting and Upkeep, which means the academies
Yes.
not only have supplies for weapon building, but also maintenance. But, I mean, that also
Yes.
implies, if this is a simple fucking college class, that also implies a heavy amount of streamlining in the weapon forging process, because you would not spend one class a week for 40 weeks for 4
My dude,
years.
Signal had that. Remember, everybody built their weapon.
Yeah.
Everyone who went to Beacon from the area of Vale built their weapon at Signal. They had that class in Signal. Is the implication there? They had the class, the resources,
Yeah.
the materials, all that shit.
Sure,
Yeah,
but
the-
still one
The combat
class a
schools would
week.
allow for that.
Yeah, but still one class a week. Okay, even if
they
we
don't care.
increase it. Their classes
you
are
need
about
one
an
a
hour
day.
long, so that's about one class a week for an hour long for 40 weeks for 12 years. So that puts us at something like 480 hours, which
Yeah, no, you need a minimum of 1,000 hours in that to consider yourself as having truly gotten good at it.
what is the definition of how many hours? Okay, so
I
to be a
mean-
journeyman is 8,000 hours.
Yeah, but journeyman is the highest level of technician on that for like electrician, etc., and so forth. 1,000 hours is your entry level. Okay, yeah, you're good enough to start working and to train to advance to become the next step, whatever that is. I forget. Eventually, working your way up to journeyman.
Well, like at 1,000 hours, you can do basic tasks pretty much by yourself. You might screw them up from time to time, but
Yes.
Okay, no, here we go. So an expected journeyman's license in the U.S. is 8,000 hours of work experience in the field with 700 hours of in-classroom training. So if we're going with that's
Not surprised.
journeyman, that's the minimum to be a licensed electrician. $700 hours. So let's cut that in half. So you'd be an
Well, I wouldn't
apprentice
say-
blacksmith at best by the end of 12 years of classes. I don't
I'd say
know.
it's more like a welder than a electrician. Let's see what the welder standard is.
You know, there probably is a standard for blacksmith and forging as well. Somewhere.
I don't know that they
Um,
actually have that in the modern time.
Well,
do they?
typically when it comes to blacksmithing, it was just whenever your fucking master said you were ready.
Yeah. Keep in mind though, it is that class probably is aimed more towards take care of your weapon, you stupid fucking brats. Unless you
Yeah,
want to,
but
you know,
Ruby made some comment about how by the end of Signal Education, everyone's supposed to have made a weapon, which means you're supposed to be good enough to make a mecha shift weapon. Again, I think this is a CAD program. I don't think this is actual genuine blacksmithing.
probably not. It's also worth noting though that we know that the combat schools probably start young though. Like
Yeah.
the academies are when they're 17 and 18 years old, presumably after probably 10 years worth of school.
It's probably a combination of learning the CAD program and then actually, once you've gotten some level of mastery of that, then you move on to the actual physical. This is how you interact with and maintain mecha shift technology. And then they use a specific machine to flash forge all the complex shit. So you're not sitting there hammered
Okay,
out with a
here we
blacksmith's
go.
hammer.
So we got a what's this for? So you're considered an experienced welder by the time you've reached 3 years of 10-hour work weeks for 3 years. So 10-hour works, that's about 50 hours a week. You're working roughly 50 weeks, so that's about 250 hours a year. No, 2,500 hours a year. After 3 years, so yeah, again, that puts you around 8,000 hours to be considered experienced.
but those are 10-hour work weeks, which no welder does. You're looking at like 12-hour a day work weeks, so they knock that out quick.
I mean, so what
But
they
still,
probably
it's
reach it
a
at
lot of
3 instead of
hours either
4.
way.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, but point being though is that we're still looking at 8,000 hours of experience before they're considered good enough to do it on their own. And yet
Right.
they expect kids who, on top of all of their other classes and fighting and exercising and training and all of that, they're expecting kids to walk out of school with a weapon.
Yeah.
That they build
There's
themselves
no way.
and then can
There is
maintain
no
in the field.
way it's a legitimate blacksmithing. There is no way. It's got to
They've
be
gotta
some
have
sort
at
of
least
fucking
some-
Omniforge.
They gotta have some kind of armoring, weaponsmithing course in there to be able to, field strip it, take it down, make any minor repairs you need to do. But yeah, everything else is probably, this is the machine you use. Here's the program you use. Design it so it don't break.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's what it has to be. There's no other way otherwise, because there's just not enough hours in their lifespan. But yeah. But then on top of that, Ruby apparently managed to figure out how to do it like 3 years early. So yeah, there's just no fucking
Yeah,
way.
but that's Ruby. She's a gun nut.
Yeah, but like I said, this comes to the problem I talked about previously, is that when you are working with children that young, you come to the problem where it doesn't matter how talented they are in something, they literally don't have enough hours existing to be skilled in it.
Fair.
Also, I hadn't really thought about it. Being a blacksmith in the world of Ruby must suck because almost all of your business are hunters and just their bullshit weapons.
You know what? You could write a crack
yeah,
story about that.
guaranteed.
Like, you junior blacksmith, apprentice blacksmith, and the guy's like, all right, you're doing good. You've gone months without making a mistake. I think it's time for you to start working on orders. And you're all excited. And finally, your first customer comes in and they place an order. And then you ask for
Please be
clarification.
Please be the fucking minigun.
And then you ask for
Slams
clarification
a minigun
again.
Fit
counter.
into a briefcase, but not wear way more than 50 pounds.
And then you ask for clarification again.
Like, wait.
And then you confirm
hang
with
on.
them that this is what they want. Then you ask for
Oh,
clarification
man.
again. And now they're kind of getting angry at you, and you're still not able to get over the fact that they want a double-bladed triple axe with 7 barrels for 9 rotating shotguns. And they want it to fit
Dude,
into their
not even
hand.
that. Sneaky, I'm just talking about the fact that it at least in Vale it seems to be expected that you are to have your own mecha shift weapon. I'm talking about the maintenance shit. You're a junior blacksmith. It's like, all right, you're gonna do your first repair
Whoa.
today, and Coco just walks in and slams the briefcase down. It's like,
Oh,
is
shit.
this payment or
No, this is what you're working
like
on.
no? Three of the cylinders are kinks.
We're
3 of the
Three of the
cylinders are
what?
kinked! You need to fix it! The cylinders on the briefcase? Like,
Then she opens it up and this
the
fucking
locking
minigun
cylinders?
drops out. Oh, shit. What am I looking at?
No, you know what? Honestly, it would even be an even better scene of the cylinders, looks at briefcase, sees the locking cylinders. Yeah, I can fix those. Oh, great, thanks. I'll be back, 3 hours to pick it up.
Be back
Okay,
in an
well,
hour.
let's just do this. Opens up the briefcase to take a look at the cylinders. It turns into a fucking minigun. Oh,
And then he sees the
That's
one cylinders. Oh.
what she meant
I'm
by
picturing-
cylinders.
I'm sorry, I imagined he hits it the wrong way, it opens up and fucking bursts through the wall.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'd like to think Coco's more responsible than to leave it fully loaded in the blacksmith
X to
shop.
doubt.
No,
X
you
to
know
doubt.
I
what?
would
Honestly,
like-
Max.
No,
Max.
would
You know what the
like
most
to think
realistic
she's
thing
a-
is?
She's a third here.
Yeah, but you know what the most realistic thing would be, Max? She forgot to unload the other barrels. Because that's how her minigun works. I know.
Damn it.
You know what else? How is a minigun works? It also doesn't turn
Turn
into a
into a
fucking
briefcase.
handbag.
I'm aware. Fuck.
Oh god, imagine the poor Velvet comes in a week later. It's like, I need you to fix this. Man, we're not a camera shop.
Ma'am, Kodak is
we're
that way.
weapons.
Kodak.
It's spelled with 2 C's instead of 2 K's.
Yeah, exactly. You know Kodak
hate to be
spelled
right.
backwards is Kodak.
Like, you know the blacksmiths appreciate when some motherfucker like Yatsuhashi walks in and it's just a blade. It's just a giant heavy. It's like, that's it. It's just a hunk of metal. Thank God.
They started asking him all these questions. Okay, so what's it mecha shift into? Nah, bro, it's just a blade. Okay, so but where's the gun? Nah, bro, it's just a blade.
No,
Okay,
you know,
has a cannon on it? No, it's just a blade.
You know
Does
what
it
it
turn into
is?
a
It's a
shield?
fucking,
No.
it's a checklist. They see the weapon and they're like, all right, let's look at this checklist here, see what you filled out. It says here a blade. You didn't fill out the rest of the checklist. Yeah, I did. It's blank. Yeah, it's just a blade.
That's all it is.
Right, but we need to know the gun parts, the trigger mechanisms, the secret switches. It doesn't have
Did you
any.
rip apart Daddy's 45 for this? Come on, talk to us.
It doesn't have any. Right, yeah. It doesn't have any. Right, but we need to know where they are so we don't break them. It doesn't have any.
Like, I
He just wanted him
imagine
to have it sharpened.
after the initial confusion, they're just like, this is our favorite customer. No muss,
Yes.
no fuss, no headaches. Just there's
And
a
he's
big old
not
hunk
even
missing
part
out
of
it.
the
All right,
mafia.
it's got some new alloy in there.
He's even part of the mafia.
No, the sneaky. I think even their machetes probably have some stupid fucking flip to them. You know they do.
Oh, probably. Actually, I think I
Yeah,
recall
no,
that
it's-
from canon. The machetes were like switchblade machetes.
Yeah, it's like even those have some sort of stupid fucking mechanism.
so
Yatsuhashi
dumb.
and John Arc are truly like unique in the world of huntsmen and huntresses.
I mean,
And then the
John's
day
got that
comes.
shield that folds out.
And then
but
the
his
day
sword's
comes
just a
and
sword.
John walks in. I want you to work on your sword. Great. Always love doing it, John. No, I want you to add a gun to it. God fucking damn it!
God damn it, John.
They finally got to you, huh? They finally got.
Big gun finally got to you, didn't they?
Big gun.
Yes. Well, listen, I've seen things people are doing with dust and guns, and I want some of that for myself. No, kid, no. Come on, please.
John,
Fuck.
I will take you handgun shopping. The gun shop is a block down. We'll just get you one that's separate. You don't need to install it. You can just carry it like it's a sidearm. Just carry it on the other side from your
Fold
sword.
my sword into a rifle, and wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah, I hadn't considered it until tonight that being a blacksmith in that world would be hell because you're a blacksmith and a gunsmith rolled into one, and every weapon is unique. There will always be some similarities, like they will have to use a joint like this. They will have to use a latch.
A
It's
barrel's a
all gonna be
barrel.
Configured. It will all be configured in a unique, stupid way.
Like, a barrel's a barrel, a trigger group's a trigger group, but getting there.
All made by
Oh,
drones.
why did you stick the trigger right beside the barrel? Like,
Don't worry about it.
How did you even put the trigger in the magazine? I'm not
It's an
even angry anymore.
unbullpup.
I'm
What do you mean
impressed.
it's an unbullpup?
Oh,
why is the
no.
trigger in front of the barrel? What were you thinking?
Uncle Crow got drunk when he designed it.
How did you? Is that a Picatinny rail for your trigger?
Yes. Why?
through a Picatinny rail on your dagger.
Just for bonus points, it has to be like the old Russian ballistic knife.
Ah, yes.
That's the. It just shoots the blade.
It shoots the fucking blade. God damn it.
God fucking damn.
Well, I needed a red dot sight
This-
so I could be more
this is
accurate.
To,
so I'm
to
not
make
a
it
picture
even
up to
worse,
it.
the scope goes
entire-
on the blade, so it gets fired with the blade.
Oh, no. No. The
loses
scope has been
all of its
attached mid-flight.
penetration force because the scope just stops. The scope's
It
only
just
like
goes from
half an
1
inch from the
inch.
tip, so it just.
Thumps and then falls off. Well, shit. I didn't think that one out, did I?
This is a whole series for a crackfic you can do. No real plot, no real story. Just random named characters show up with their weapons. It's like, oh god, okay, all right, okay.
I am a blacksmith in Ruby.
What is
It is hell.
this one, ma'am?
Ruby brings in her weapon. Oh no.
Yeah, just
You
ma'am.
again.
Why is the barrel located in the handguard of this weird small katana?
I just imagine
Why is your finger constantly on the trigger?
she just has poor trigger discipline. I just imagine that
She
that
does.
Ruby has had to, or that Ruby has been slowly kicked out of every shop because they don't want to deal with her anymore. Like she's just on
She's
the blacklist.
banned.
She's reached the point where she has to go literally across town to find someone who will deal with her.
Yeah.
It's because she keeps wanting to help.
What are you
Well,
doing,
she's
so
Ruby?
enthusiastic.
She's not there to have her weapon repaired. She just really wants to learn about more weapons.
She wants to talk shop.
Fucking Ruby's there on her scrolling through something. Yang's like, oh god, not again. White is like, what are you doing, Ruby? Looking for a weapon shop. What happened to your last one? Banned. What do you mean
Ruby,
banned?
That's the 13th
Banned me.
this month.
Ruby, you didn't tell me you were banned from that one already? Sorry. What do you mean already? She's banned from all of them. Is that why I always have to pick up ammo?
Yes. Also because you're ammo bitch, but no. It's because Ruby can't go.
But yeah, no, I mean, you could make a funny little series out of that. My brain also instantly supplied the Friends, the song that plays for Friends, the show, you know, the one that ran back in
Ew.
the 90s.
Yeah.
No, I've tried to block that from memory.
But yeah, so anyway, that show, it provided me that soundtrack, and then it was just a picture of this large, burly blacksmith finally saying, that's it, I've had enough, when one of the villains came in for their stupid fucking Kurusuri Gamma double-bladed pistol revolver whips. And they're like, nope,
No,
I've had
Emerald.
fucking enough! And it's just the song, the Friends theme song playing as he freeze frame jumps over the table with a fucking sword in hand.
Oh,
And the villain's just like, with two broken guns, just like, what the fuck do I do?
no, hang on.
Adam
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
comes
no,
in.
I thought of something even
Not
better.
Adam, I'm sorry, Mercury.
The
No,
No,
Alliance
that's
of
Emerald there.
Yeah, it's
The
Emerald.
Alliance of Blacksmiths
Mer-
stop terrible villain weapons.
Sorry. Mercury
Oh,
just
God.
strolls in, sits on the counter, starts unscrewing his legs, just slams it down. It's like, I'll be back in like 2 days. It just
And then
walks
walks
out
out
on
on his
the
hands.
No, he hopped out.
Yeah, no, he does the fucking, the hand walk.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, oh shit.
A queue 2 days later. It's like, why aren't my legs fixed? You didn't fill out the checklist. You wanted to pull a gag instead of filling out the checklist. That's a 2-day delay, by the way. Here's your
Oof.
checklist.
Here's your checklist. Puts it on the fucking counter that he can't reach.
He's just staring up at him. Really?
Are you
Fucking
gonna
really?
you gonna hand it to me? I don't know. Just stand up.
I think you got a leg up on the situation there, bud.
Master Smith, why is there a legless guy just sitting in our lobby? Don't worry about it, kid. He'll figure it out eventually.
Oh, Master Smith, why is there a
And,
legless man
Ju-
fuming in our
just
lobby?
for added thing, like blacksmiths are like one of the shops that are never touched because they're
Yes.
integral to a lot of stuff. It's like
Yeah.
if you touch it, it's like Cinder's like, we can't do anything, Mercury. But he
I'm
didn't
blowing up
fix
their shop.
Mercury.
No.
We can't.
No, Mercury.
We
We
can't.
need them.
It's not even that. It's like if you blow that shop up, there's an investigation into us. We're not ready for that yet.
Cinder comes in, sets her
Like-
glass sword / bow down. Ma'am, we don't work on glass products here.
That makes it even worse because her semblance is what lets her control that. How did she
Yes.
break something she can fix with her semblance?
Don't worry about it. She needed somebody to look it over. She needed more penetration, more stopping power.
No. She brings the sword in. The sword stopped cutting anything. This is made of obsidian. Yes, it stopped cutting things. Where's the fucking edge? What do you mean edge?
God damn it, Cinder. Ma'am, we don't work on stone and our glass here.
Where's the spine? What do you mean spine? I just formed it out of my semblance. It's a sword.
You formed it out of your semblance.
Get out.
You're pregnant.
I think that just goes to his back office. It pulls out one drawer, and it's just a stack of paper, things that we do not work on.
Just
Has
fuck.
now add
My
another
brain
thing.
just keeps adding to the goddamn Friends freeze frame. Emerald's getting fucking dived at by the Master Smith. And Mercury is over here, like, he's got like an armor rack about to fall on him. Because he tried to use it to get up. Cinder's like about to be fucking dynamic entry'd on by the apprentice.
Like the apprentice is
And
like,
then-
I've never felt closer to my master than now.
And then one day, Penny walks in.
Oh, God.
Ma'am, no. I heard you were a blacksmith. No, we do not work
the
on
fucking
Android girls.
the blacks. Yeah, no. And the apprentice is like, Master, why did we turn her away? We didn't even see her weapon. You just get a sense for this kid.
No,
Trust
his
that
semblance
sense.
lets him detect weapons. He can
No,
tell
no,
she is
even-
the weapon.
No, even better. It's Penny. She came in with the form pre-filled out. No.
Oh,
Get out.
yes.
Doesn't even look at the form.
Yes.
Get
Oh,
out.
no.
But get out.
Oh,
I
no.
filled out the form already. Get out.
Yes, exactly. You filled out the form. Get out.
No one fills out the form. No human fills out the form. Get out.
Penny. Penny's pouting as she leaves.
It's the captcha.
The checklist counts for the. I appreciate that means this blacksmith was so forward thinking. He created the "Are you a robot?" captcha for.
Clearly, only a robot would fill out the entire form exactly.
Before even walking into my shop, no less.
Oh. Funny story.
Well,
See,
what
that's an
would-
actually funny story.
That would be great.
What would we title this? Laments of a Blacksmith?
Hmm.
A blacksmith and remnant? Daily
Safe.
dues?
I feel like that one should be more about a repo man or something.
Yes, that's a Repo Man story.
Yeah, actually, you know what? A Repo
Primary
Man and
Dad?
Remnant also is pretty funny.
Oh, that will be hilarious.
A repo men are looked at in the
Bangs
same light
on
as tax
door!
collectors.
You need to pay your taxes! Fuck you!
That's the tax
I'm here
man,
to
but
collect
the
your
Repo Man is-
TV! Fuck
The Repo Man is
you!
here to collect that expensive weapon you took out a loan to have made.
Alright, that's it, I'm going in! Fuck you, I'm not opening the door! Plants bomb on door. Blows the door in with a shaped charge. 3 different shotguns go off.
Man. I really, you know what? A repo man, absolutely. One of the requirements is must have aura unlocked and trained.
Yeah.
Must be able to beat Crow Brand one because Crow is on the list.
Oh, that's...
No one has been able to reclaim his whatever it is he got.
You know that man has racked up debt for drinking.
Oh yeah, it's just drinking debt. They're there to collect on his bar tab.
He keeps putting it under the name Branwyn.
They keep going after Raven. They keep letting him dead for going after Raven.
Requirements
These Repo
must
Men
be
keep
willing to
coming
brave must be willing to brave the wilderness. Huh?
I don't care
Let's not be
who
afraid of
Vale
bandits.
sends! I'm not paying my taxes!
It's
Man,
not
this is
even.
not about
It's
your
not
taxes,
even.
it's
It's
about
not.
your brother's bar
It's
tab.
not even a. Yeah, it's not even like an argument between Crow and Raven. It's just Crow in the background yelling, "Yeah, go sis!" as he sends more collectors after her.
Miss Salem, now that Watch is deceased, you've inherited all of his debts as per his will. How the fuck did you get in here? Don't change the subject.
Oh no.
Finally, it's like, his will was very detailed. What do you mean detailed? Oh, yeah, your exact grid coordinates? How to get into the castle? The secret pathway?
How to avoid all the watchers.
Ways plural.
Catchphrase? We've
what
heard
to
better,
bribe
by the
Tyrion
way.
With.
How to bribe Tyrion? Yeah.
How to bribe Hazel. We just told him where Ozpin was.
Repo Man. Man, I gotta say though, like the repo
Oh, that
videos
would-
on YouTube are pretty fucking funny.
Repo Man Repo Man spends his life getting in tense situations. You'd have to actually watch the Repo Man movie just to make references.
Knocks on door. Ma'am, you need to pay your debts. Isn't there some other way I could pay? Yes, fill out this form here. Oh. Okay. Congratulations, you're now going to the SDC mines. Leaves.
Uh-oh.
The company will
Uh-oh.
be by in 30 minutes to pick you up.
Oh no.
The real source of labor.
Yeah, we're kind of just slowly building like the organizations you'd fuck with for one reason or another. Like, you know, America's what's our thing here? Don't mess with the IRS. Don't mess
Yeah.
with the boats. What was the
Yeah.
third?
Boats,
I actually
IRS,
remember the third.
Mafia.
It was something else. We could definitely throw them in there.
Yeah.
So for Remnant, we built the Repo Man,
Yeah.
the blacksmiths.
Yeah.
What's a third we can throw in there?
What's another incredibly vital job that everyone overlooks?
I would say like the CT tower techs, but you know they clearly don't give a shit about that because they let one go down, and there was like
They don't give a
no,
shit.
there was no security in place to begin with.
There
So
was
that tells you how much
nothing.
they valued that.
Yeah. Hmm.
What else would be in I guess theoretically the combat schools, but again, they they fucked with the Vital Festival of all things and got away with it. Even with all the quote unquote pre-planning they did to pull that
Yeah.
off.
Hmm.
I'd say dust, but again, Roman stole literally a couple warehouses worth of dust in total. They might not have a third thing that would be so vital that you absolutely would never go after it.
Yeah, I guess not. A little weird, to be honest.
Because, like, the repo has to be huntsman, huntress level minimum. Probably more, because they
Oh
probably
yeah.
have to go after some of the bum huntsmen and huntresses.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, they'd have
blacksmiths
to be an
provide an
anti-hunter
incredibly
hunter.
vital. The blacksmiths would be no less than like fantasy isekai master blacksmiths. Like they are absolutely government protected and funded.
Shanghaied into the blacksmith life, it didn't go as intended.
Ah, yes.
Main character's semblance ends up being something metal related in a way that would help blacksmithing, and the government's like, yeah, you have to be a blacksmith.
We're volunteering you to be about blacksmith.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried swinging a hammer? Maybe you'd like it. You don't know. Give it a shot.
We're not so much as informing you of the possibility as we are telling you of the certainty. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Okay. Anyway, yeah, fun stuff. I like to imagine a Ruby blacksmith and most like Monster Hunter smiths being the most cracked nut jobs possible. Yeah, yeah. Man, you know someone out there. Someone out there has got to have a semblance that lets them harvest Grim for some sort of power up or something. Like Grim Bones or something. You know, I feel like Monster Hunter and Ruby would actually work fairly nicely in terms of inserting all of the monsters from Monster Hunter into Ruby as Ancient Grim. Like, they don't show up often, but they're there. They're old.
I'm not saying it wouldn't work. I'm saying there's no interest for me in that story.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
at all.
absolutely.
Wait,
I'm more
wait,
just saying it out loud.
I really want to see the grim version of Nergy Conte now.
That would be,
What would the grim version of the pickle be? What would that look like?
It's just a pickle.
It's just a log. It's just a giant
it's just a pickle.
fucking walking log. You know what we are saying when we say pickle, right?
With cats, right? No? What?
No.
No, the Devil Joe, the
Yeah,
world eater.
Double Joe.
Have you not seen Devil Joe?
Apparently
No.
not.
Oh, so you've never had the misfortune of him just busting in on one of your hunts, when you're also in the middle of having to deal with, oh, which one was it, Sneaky? Was it the Rathalos hunt we were on?
Oh, no, we were not fighting
And
Emir
suddenly the
Rathlos. We were fighting Bombergeddon.
yeah, and then Devil Joe bursts on the scene, and we're like, oh, ever
Oh,
seen
wait,
that?
just the big T-Rex that
Hotels.
wanders around?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
the
kill
world
him
eater.
for materials.
Like,
I must be thinking of the smaller ones.
are you thinking of the one that has the flamethrower? The Edge
Don't know.
something?
No, the
It's been a
T-Rex
long
with
time
fire?
since I played Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, T-Rex with fire. That's a completely different creature. No, we're talking about the
That's
one that's a giant green pickle.
Yeah, no, I don't know which one that is.
Yeah. I just sent you something very funny, Max. I also appreciate that Monster Hunter is
Yeah.
among the Japanese games that has decided that just filming real food being cooked is cheaper. So what they do is that whenever they need to do a lot of food filming, they have one big party night and just film all of the food being cooked, and then they have a giant party and have all of the staff eat it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck that lightning strike. Holy I
Yeah,
heard something in the background while he was coming like
yeah.
that, I'm like, that's tingling something in my brain from my like 90 hours in Monster Hunter World. It's like, that asshole. Barely recognize him. I don't remember his name, but that asshole. Also, I love that Devil Joe is the most dangerous monster. Because he's one of the stupidest designs.
Yeah, he's so fucking dumb.
He's the most threatening monster in the entire ecosystem.
Bro just comes from nowhere and rams you like a goddamn freight train.
And the best part is that the only reason he rammed you is because he was trying to get to the monster that was on the other side of you, usually.
Yeah,
I think he prioritizes the monsters.
he does. Because he is the ancient
'Cause
dragon killer.
I remember we had to do a lot of damage to him before we finally tore him off the Rathalos' trail.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to stomp us because we were not ready. We did not beat Devil Joe in our first encounter, and I think that was only one of 3 encounters I personally had with him. They were all awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck that fucking pickle.
That fucking pickle. Okay, well that's something. Anyway, back to something other than this. So I'll just post that there in case anyone wanted to read it for whatever reason.
Oh boy.
Self-flagellation? No thanks.
I mean, bit late for that one, son.
Yeah, I
Did
am
anything
here
good
after
while
all.
I tried to kill everybody?
Yeah, you missed brainstorming about 2 different plots: a blacksmith and a repo man in Remnant.
Oh, I am actually sad I missed that.
Yeah, we've now created the 2 jobs that no one ever messes with because they're vital. Or the requirements are so fucking bonkers you'd be stupid to go after them.
Yes. Huntress Madoka Semblance. That's right. Adventure of Magical Girls in Remnant. Their semblances are their magical girl form.
Fuck off.
Oh, yes, of course.
A completely reasonable and well-written take on the magical girl genre, I am sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh wow, amazing. That is frankly terrible. That is horrible. Wow.
Right off the bat.
That is
Oh,
damn.
just Wall's Attack, your favorite.
ER is live streaming Life is Strange double exposure.
Huh?
Oh. ER is a very interesting individual, and he is currently streaming the female racism game.
That's the direct sequel to the first one, isn't it?
It's the indirect sequel.
Okay.
Life is Strange 3 is the direct sequel.
To the
Okay,
second.
because I remember I heard people complaining about the most recent, even people who were like huge fans of the first that forgave all its flaws and defended those flaws were like, yeah, this one sucks. Mostly
Yeah,
because
that's
it
because I think
invalidated.
the third one was about the main character is a trans psychic who has to reconcile her being trans and her being psychic to
How are those
unlock
So,
the
mutually
mystery
exclusive?
of
no,
what happened to her parents 15 years ago.
I have no idea. I thought the third one was a girl with empath powers going back to a small town in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in a
Oh yeah,
valley.
she's trans.
I didn't know you could get powers by claiming you're trans,
No,
psychic.
no,
Yeah, she's trans.
she's not trans in that game.
Trans
Yeah, she
psychic,
is.
yeah.
No, not in the one I'm thinking of, at least.
Yeah, no, she's definitely trans. No, 100% she is.
I don't think she is.
I'm
I
near
sat down and watched the
absolutely
full
certain.
playthrough because someone was actually really interesting while playing through it. I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty simple to go look up the
Let me
plot at
see
this
if this
point, I
is.
guess.
Yeah, no, True Colors. I don't
Yeah,
think
no, yeah,
she
True
is also
Colors. The first ever trans character in the series, Izzy.
Yuck.
Yeah, I know.
That's not the MC.
That's
not
not
the
the
MC?
MC.
Okay.
No, that's one of the friends. I don't even remember Izzy at all, actually. Oh wait, I think Izzy was literally a footnote in this story.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Like I said, I must have mixed it into the storyline because that's all I fucking remembered.
Izzy is the ex-girlfriend and former bandmate. They broke up before True Colors,
Mm.
and is a deuteragonist in the spin-off novel that
Oh,
they made.
the
There's
spin-off
something called
novel.
Steph's Story. That's
Mm. Mm-hmm.
This is just me. There's
She and Steph met and entered a relationship. They formed a two-piece punk band called Drugstore Makeup.
I mean, it's a punk band, sure, whatever.
Uh-huh. 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 Alex Chen is a bisexual Chinese Vietnamese American.
Why?
With her brother Gabe. Let's see. Well, we all know how the Chinese and Vietnamese got into that mix.
Suffice to say, it's another Life is Strange game where
A terrible game, yeah.
the character's power should literally make it impossible for the character to get in the situations they're in.
Yeah.
And yet.
Yeah.
Because the power is literally hyper empathy.
Yeah.
And it seems to be mixed a little bit with synesthesia, and that the emotions she feels from other characters are represented as colors.
Yeah,
it's literally your power is literally color coded, and you still can't empathize with people for some reason.
I think that's the funniest fucking part of the entire like it's another one of those situations, right? It's like, leftists make Trump propaganda about how evil Trump is, and all they do is make Trump look cool. It's another one of those situations where, like, they went out and made a game for political reasons and to try and be like, we're gonna represent this person and these characteristics, and then instead what they made was a woman who can't empathize with people, whose superpower is having hyper empathy, and she still can't empathize with people.
Well, it's this problem I've noticed with people that like to throw out the word empathy. They don't actually understand what empathy is.
Yeah.
I've come to realize that there are people even in my life who believe themselves to be empathetic. It's like, no, you're sympathetic, not empathetic. There's a fine line between those two, but it's a very clear line regardless of how thin it is. Empathy is being able to feel.
Yeah.
You feel with the person. Sympathy is feeling for the person. You're not feeling with the person. You're feeling for the person. The game, because I watched the full playthrough because the person I watched was actually very interesting and made it kind of fun to see, and there were some good parts in the writing.
Right.
But again, overall, it still failed. The character's power is hyper empathy, yet does not showcase the ability to empathize. And despite having a power that allows you to see the emotions of the people around you by focusing, she also lacks the ability to sympathize with them. She's unable to feel for them unless they are a direct relative of her.
Despite being blatantly told what they are feeling, why they're feeling it, completely incapable of feeling it.
I am very sad because
they've
my
been
dog
given
died.
a power that is no, actually that does happen. Someone's pet does die in the game, and she still does a horrible job consoling the person.
It is just
wow.
Did she at least pull a girl and go, let's go?
It's a no, thank God no, but it's just it's one of those things where, like, the name of the power does not match what the word means. Hyper empathy would be like you can't control the sudden flow of emotions into you.
Yeah, hyper empathy would be like you're 100% empathetic all the time of everyone around
you. Yeah, they try to play it like, oh no, but she does get overwhelmed by the. It's like, okay, but that's still, you're not showcasing it well.
Max, what if she's being overwhelmed by the hyper empathy and she mistakenly thinks it's hyper empathy because she's so incapable, her ability to empathize with people is so atrophied that feeling anything for someone else makes her overwhelmed.
So she's a sociopath.
You know what? That would actually be a unique take on it that they could have tried to do in the story that they never.
But that would put her in a bad light, so we don't do that here.
The protagonist doesn't always have to be a good person.
Yes, they do. Of course they do. I mean, Wildbow writes only good characters.
Yes, morally good characters and morally great characters are his specialty.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge, wink.
Yeah.
What do you mean I wasn't supposed to say those parts out loud?
Wildbow, you remember you're allowed to make intelligent good guys and stupid bad guy? No? No? Okay.
No, everyone
Just
with
gonna
authority is
follow
dumb.
that old formula. Ah, yes, of course. Thank you for reminding me.
Anyone
Yes,
that
indeed.
anyone that morally opposes my main character is evil, and everyone that supports my main character is morally good.
But
I write
main
gray characters.
your main character is a literal fascist dictatorial warlord who kills people that disagree with her.
Yes, but you see, I write gray characters. All of my characters are gray.
Your character is as gray as a fucking Night Lord.
No, more like as gray as a salamander.
I mean, salamanders are at least sometimes morally gray.
I was more referring to what they looked like, not their morals.
Ah,
Yes.
no. See,
Yeah.
I specifically picked the Legion of Murderers, and I mean it's the motherfuckers called the Night Haunter and ran around wearing people's skin. That's their
Yeah.
Legion dad.
Yeah.
Oh, oh wait, wasn't this the dude I found a meme of like he? What was it? He didn't just hop on the wagon.
Yeah,
He saw the
that
hill,
man.
grabbed a sled.
Yeah, that man didn't just go down the slippery slope. He grabbed a sled and slid down.
Yeah. But anyway, let's read a little snippet of this, because I'm sure this will be amazing. Homura knew something was wrong immediately upon registering she was awake. She was not in bed, neither uncomfortable, cheap hospital bed. She began loop in, nor queen-sized bed, and her reluctant sleepiness was released from them. It took a few seconds to work out how she must be. It looked nothing like a parking garage, replete with muffled sounds of downtown, an odor of concrete. Odor of concrete! Odor of concrete?!
Mickey, the odor of concrete.
Yeah, I don't go sniffing sidewalks, so I might be a little bit blanking on the odor of concrete.
Oh, well, clearly we need to change that.
Yeah, apparently. Which was mystifying, therefore alarming. Yeah, I too would be alarmed if I smelled concrete. I love the smell of concrete in the morning. Yeah. Because Homura could not remember having been in parking garage. Not once entire loop so far. She could also not remember where she gone to sleep. Yeah, this is a terrible story.
No. What gave you that idea?
The only reviews they have are scammers. Amazing.
Ooh.
I see.
That's,
Make sure your alcohol is extra high proof for Friday.
oh, it's
All
that
right.
bad, huh?
The Huntsman of Beacon Academy. With Amber's summoning of Jekyll and Hyde as precedent, other capable of magic have begun summoning their own. Part 2 of Jekyll Hyde Beacon Academy. Jekyll and Hyde Double Team Winter. No.
Please never speak again.
John 10, Into the Arcverse. Instead of forging the documents, John Arc runs away for a couple months before New Year at Beacon. Then he found Watch literally crashed from heaven in front of him. Now armed with greatest weapon in universe, how will he change World of Remnant? He won't. Because nothing in the Omnitrix actually will win against Salem. Because there's only one creature that can, who's of godlike power, Alien X, and you're going to have a hell of a time convincing Alien X to smite Salem when she's only a threat to a single world, and that world isn't even losing. That's
Yeah.
like calling down Galacticus to go fight a mugger.
I mean, it's funny, but
You're gonna spend more time trying to talk to Galacticus into both A, not destroying the world, B, going after the mugger, than you are actually going to be stopping the mugger. Aura's gonna drink expired cider. Very brave, Aura. Godspeed.
remember,
Now, why would he go and do something like that?
if you leave it long enough, it will ferment into something different and stronger and unexpire.
True. True. It's still tasty? Well, yeah, it's because it's apple juice.
It's apple
And-
juice with a hell of a lot of booze.
Indeed. I
Not
had one a
always.
week or two ago.
You're gonna have apple cider without being hard.
Well, yeah, but when you
Yeah,
leave
but
it in your
This man is specifically talking
when
about
you
cider.
leave it in your basement for several months.
The cider
that's
may
probably
not have
fermented
started
into
hard, but
cider.
Yeah. John and Velvet. Okay, yeah, no. A Halo, Remnants of Reach. Commander Cooker, the leader of the Raiders, was not having a good day. Waking up to Covenant at New Alexandria doorstep. Him and hodgepodge of ships that followed him from Reach make blind slip space jump into unknown and right towards edge of remnant system. Set
Oh
3
my
years
God.
before the anime.
Stop
No
trying to
smut
make
for
them
fuck's
connected
sake.
universes.
Anime. What?
Stop trying to make them connected universes, for God's sake.
Can't Ben just yeet her into space? I mean,
Yes.
yes, but he also doesn't have an answer for giant death beam. Like, freezing her doesn't stop her, so you can't, like, freeze her and then, like, throw the iceberg into space or something.
Yeet her into the sun. Even
Would
if
be
you
funny.
did destroy her physical body, she'd just come back from another Grim pool.
that's
We
just
actually
it.
don't know that.
Well, A,
No, we don't know that.
B, don't destroy it. Like, if I could physically restrain Salem long enough to put her in a rocket and launch her into a fucking permanent orbit.
You know, it'd be really funny,
Salem's
just
not
launching
doing
her into
shit.
the sun, and then
Well, no, I
eventually,
don't
like,
wanna
you know,
launch her into the
hundreds of years later, you know, massive technological improvements. They finally get a telescope that can study the surface of the sun. So they can get more science on the sun. And there
It's just
Salem
she
covered in
is.
crib.
There she is, just on the fucking sun, naked,
Sunbathing.
sunbathing.
She's strategically covered parts of herself so that she's tanned to say, "I'll be back."
She's made sunspots that spell out "fuck you, Ozpin."
No, sunspots for just a giant dick with Ozpin's face on the other side of it.
But yeah, no, like, jokes aside, like, honestly, even if you did launch her directly into the sun and she eventually ended up dying, that would still be a better option because the Grimm would spend hundreds, if not thousands, of years leaderless with nothing like happening. So
Yeah.
humanity
Yeah,
might be
the
able
beyond-
to actually expand.
Yeah, well, beyond the Grim that got old enough to get some basic intelligence, but yeah.
Yeah, but those Grimm got old enough and said, "Wow, cool. Let's never fuck with humanity."
Yeah,
They
humanity
have
keeps
big
killing
guns.
us, so if we fuck with them.
They stay over there, and I'll fuck off over here.
Well, I mean, canonically, what they said was that the old Grimm that get old, realize that they'll just die if they just charge at humanity. So what they do is they sit there and they wait and they hunt people that are alone. They hunt people that are, cocky.
Yeah.
They hunt. They're waiting for the day to charge into Vale and kill everyone. But they're not like actively attacking the walls.
Yeah. But yeah, like we know all of it. Like we know that those Grimm aren't gonna make a move, which like right, like Mountain Glen would have succeeded if Salem wasn't there.
Yeah, I
That still
guess.
seems unlikely. Well, no, because there's no guarantee of that though, because we we know that the Grimm just kind of also do whatever. We don't know the extent of her control, but in general, it seems to be that anything not in the immediate bounds of her castle are just acting on whatever the fuck was built into them when they're created.
Okay, but
She also
do you really
wasn't the
think that
Dragon
she
Grimm?
didn't have a hand in sabotaging that project on some level?
Wasn't the
I
Dragon
don't
Grimm
think
like
she
the
would care
closest to control?
because Mount
no.
Glen
No.
wouldn't make a big difference in the long run. Like
Wasn't
maybe
the
I'm attributing more to the writing of Salem than I should, but that
Her
seems
control
No.
nexuses are the
that seems
little
pretty
flying
small.
eyeball things. The flying tentacle
Oh,
eyeballs.
those are communication things.
They're communication, but I think they also boost her whatever it is she uses to control Grimm because she's directly controlling
You'll.
those.
I want to ask you to find a source, but that could also be a word of God from a random interview from 4 years ago.
I
one of
mean,
the biggest?
she has to be directly controlling them.
No?
She did. She used one to kill that Leonhardt guy.
Yeah,
initially.
Yeah,
Lionheart.
but
Yeah.
again, the problem is we don't know the extent of her control, how far it can go.
True.
They don't do a good job of showing or telling that.
One of the biggest
No.
complaints.
The little orbs could just be pre-programmed to listen to her no matter what, and to listen to whoever she tells them to, and they could all be connected through some. They probably are connected through some magic psychic bullshit.
One of the biggest
Possibly.
complaints me and my friends have had was that we, outside of this direct story, we don't know what the fuck she's done in the past year. We know they fought
No.
against each other, but we don't know what exactly she's done. There's no direct, real said thing.
Yeah. And therein lies most of the problem.
Rooster Teeth in there. It totally happened off screen, guys. Believe us. That does not make for good storytelling.
Which is a real.
What?
It's such a
No.
shame that they went from RVB with a lot of really good show don't tell to Ruby, where they had to start a show don't tell in volumes 1, 2, and 3, and then dropped that ball the moment Monty passed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They learned nothing from Monty.
Yeah. Well, that's to
At
be
least
expected.
squandered their inheritance.
Yeah. Anyway. Daily Lives with Blades. And nope, it's not a blacksmith story. Alright, moving on. Warhammer, Grim Tide of the Old World. Let's see. Bridge of Shadows goes into Remnant. Not tainted by chaos.
I am 95% certain that they would just say, yeah, no, we don't know what's there, but Exterminatus, we don't have time for it.
Vermintide and Gotrek and Felix end up in Remnant.
Okay, I mean that's it. Humanity loses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but you think Grimm are bad? Now imagine the Grimm on super crack with
Yeah.
nukes.
Yeah.
Skaven.
Yes, Skaven.
Skaven, which are not human, so there's a good chance the Grim will just. So now there's two problems at once. Great,
I mean,
great.
the Grim probably won't actively look for them, but I am the Skaven being the Skaven, they will absolutely launch a genocide against the Grim because they're in the way.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But I mean, there's nothing that would like keep them down, so yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
mankind.
maybe mankind would get lucky, and the Skaven would be consistently trying to wipe out the Grim. It's just like, why do they keep coming back?
I mean, the worst case scenario, since we're sending in Gotrek and Felix, that fucking little shitbag Thanquil is probably going to be there, and that coked out little rat scientist would probably find a way to mind control the Grim. Fucking just start shoving warp stone in them until they either stop exploding or work for him.
That's
Yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Very scientific method.
Yeah.
Oh,
Average
to be
Skaven.
fair,
Much
Skaven.
science.
that's the exact scientific method that occurred in Grim Eclipse when a man just started pumping what the fuck ever he was
What if
into
I
Grim.
jammed dust into this Grim? Oh shit, explodes? Cool.
What if I jam more dust into it? Oh shit, it's my bitch.
Ruby Hidden World, sequel to Fire Revenge. After hard time arrival of two powerful beings, Agnolion the Black, formerly Harry Potter.
Fuck off.
Oh, also,
What?
Hang on, what is that? And Caligon?
Yeah, that's the guy
Caliban
from
Black.
from Fairy Tale, the super dragon from Fairy Tale.
Oh wait, isn't that supposed to be Agnologia?
Yeah.
I'm amazed that
Oh.
Sneaky's mispronunciation was still closer than this spelling.
By the way, I want to point out, and Caligon
I
is
hate
a
that
40k
I hate that I
character,
remember.
and I was like, why the hell is Harry Potter hanging out with a 40k character?
And many
Oh, this
other
could be a
magical
triple- this
creatures
could be a
lived in
triple
secret
cross.
world underneath Remnant. What do you mean underneath Remnant? For millenniums, they lived in peace without threat of humans, but thing are going to change. Is Remnant
the
and
other reason I
Hidden World
remember it.
ready for it?
And Caligon was
Okay,
the spookiest dragon that Tolkien ever created.
Oh.
Alright,
And
so this is
Also,
either wait,
the
so
Black.
this is either the Fairy Tale dragon or this is the fucking Tolkien dragon, and apparently it's Harry Potter.
And it's also
Then
possibly a Warhammer character.
Yes.
So we've got potential for 4 crossovers right now.
The answer is yes, it's all of them.
That's
Oh,
gonna get
God,
real
please don't
messy.
be all of them. Also, a quick grammar lesson. That last question should be are Remnant in the Hidden World, not is Remnant in the Hidden World.
Is Remnant Hidden World?
Is should be used for singular subjects. Are should be used for plural subjects. Remnant and the Hidden World are plural in this instance.
Oh, well, don't worry, Max. They don't know what punctuation is
I
either.
hate. Oh, I'm sure. God, I hate Common Core.
This sequel
Please-
from
please-
my
please-
precedent story.
I hope that this author is ESL. I really hope that English is not their first language, because
Check the profile.
Nope, English first language.
damn it.
Hopes crushed.
They might actually be
Look, I
12.
always try to give I always try to give a little leeway to ESL because English is an annoying language to learn because we have a fuck ton of exceptions with the rules that we have. We have punctuation that literally is on a tier list of power from least to greatest.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can make a run-on sentence and use nothing but commas in a single period, and it will still technically be correct because the
You can
comma
also make a run-on
is the
sandwich.
king.
It will
the
technically
fuck up.
be legible.
Well, thanks, Sneaky. Now I kind of want to make a sub tomorrow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
A sub is a
Probably not
run-on
going
sandwich.
to.
Okay, yeah. I can believe that. I can see that. God damn it.
I hate you.
Yeah.
God
Probably
damn it.
hit Jimmy John's. Oh no, you know
Jimmy
what?
John,
Gotta
not
spank the buck.
Firehouse.
God, you
No,
guys
dude,
are
I
all
wanna,
off
I wanna
Jersey
both those.
Mike's.
I'll just go to Publix. No, I'll just go to Publix.
Oh, we don't have either of those around here.
I'm sorry for your loss. You're missing out on legitimately really good chicken and some of the best
We-
pricing for
Publix
a
is pretty
you can
fucking
get.
solid, I will say. However, Jersey Mike's is merely superior. Publix is a
We had
close second, though.
Quiznos.
Firehouse is dog shit. Quiznos is dog shit. Subway
Quiznos
is
is
dog
dog shit.
shit.
The fact that
yeah.
Quiznos wasn't killed off by Subway is still one of the
That is
wildest
just
things.
baffling.
in
Well,
the
they
food
Yeah.
industry to
closed
me.
all the Quiznos around here like 5 years ago, if not more.
Oh,
Subway's just
dude,
barely
they're
hanging
there's
on.
there's Quiznos and Blimpies are starting to make a very slow comeback.
Man,
'Cause
you know, I
Subway
remember
got
that
too
everyone went to
comfortable,
Subway
and
for
then
subs, and then Quiznos was hot sandwiches.
Yeah,
And then Subway
yeah,
started
and then well,
toasting
then
everything.
Subway started.
Subway started
Yeah,
toasting.
that well, not just that, they started offering to toast it. That's the important part.
Yes.
They gave you the choice between hot or cold.
Yeah.
But then Subway got too comfortable, and then Jimmy John's, Firehouse, and Jersey Mike came around like, yeah, how about you just sit down, Grandpa?
Well, it was
I don't
more
like
less
Jimmy
Jersey
John's
Mike's
at
because
all.
Jersey Mike's is more picky about the locations they open up. It was more Wawa's on the East Coast, at least. 'Cause Wawa's
I've heard of
exists up and
Wawa's,
down.
but
I think that's more Northeast because I don't think we have any Wawas here in Georgia.
I would say there's none.
we don't
by
have
me.
any.
It's specifically an East Coast thing.
Well, he said East Coast. So.
I know. I just was like, listen, we don't have like Firehouse and Jersey. Like man, we got none of that shit here, and it's fantastic.
I honestly about the only real reason I prefer Jimmy John's over most of those because I really like their bread. But the bread
Jimmy
is the
John, the
turn off
bread?
for most people for Jimmy John's.
That
Yes,
bread
I
is so
like that
fucking
style of bread.
bland.
Yeah.
It's bland.
Yeah, I still prefer it. I don't know what to tell you. It's mostly a
okay,
texture
yeah.
for me. It's mostly
Okay,
a
I
texture thing.
gotcha.
I can't listen. It is not my fault that I like the taste of onions, but I can't eat an onion because of the fucking texture, no matter how it's prepared. I love the taste of coconut. I can't eat coconut because I don't like
Yeah.
the feeling of eating sandy plastic.
Oh god, yes, coconut's disgusting.
Like, I am unfortunately a texture person. Even if I'm not
I
a
get
particular
it.
fan of the flavor, if the texture's good, I can probably still eat it. Jersey Mike should be pretty unified between shops, to be honest. Most of those are. Like a Jimmy John's here in Georgia is the same as the Jimmy John's up in Ohio by
Oh
my
no, they Jersey
my
Mike's has
grandpa
very
place.
exacting standards. It is the exact same no matter
Yeah.
where you go.
Yeah, listen,
I think that's the big draw of like the big three of Jimmy John's, Firehouse, and Jersey Mike's. Like I've had them from different states at this point. They're the same between them for the most part. I've only had one Jersey Mike's though, and I wasn't impressed.
I was gonna say, there to me, like a Jimmy John's is comforting in its mediocrity in the way that an IHOP. It doesn't matter what state I'm in. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. I can go into IHOP
That's fair.
or Jimmy John's and know exactly the
Denny's.
quality of meal. Denny's too.
Denny's for me.
Waffle House.
Honestly, but like Denny's
mean,
though is like
if-
Denny's is like solid. It's like actually good.
Well,
No.
but that's why I didn't list Denny's in
Not
the
even.
mediocrity. Also, I've had some bad
Bruh.
Denny's before.
Okay,
but,
yeah,
like,
I've had bad Denny's, but like
But that's the thing. I've never had great IHOP, but I've never had
True.
IHOP where like I've never gotten food poisoning from it. I've
Yeah.
never eaten there and been like, God, that food was just right. I can go into
Right.
an IHOP or a Jimmy John's on the road. Doesn't matter which of the the continental United States I'm in, I can go in, I can eat it, and I can get on with my day, and I'm not gonna end up stuck on the
Yeah.
fucking toilet for.
I will say I was very disappointed with the Firehouse,
probably
but
fair.
overall, I'm not a huge fan of the Italian interpretation of what a sub is. I don't like it. They do it wrong. I'm sorry, Italy, but you're wrong.
Italy is
I'm glad
wrong.
we're getting into food opinions on the Fanfiction podcast.
Now-
that has
Now,
ranged
okay,
medical
Sneaky, on a
opinions to
scale of
political
1 to
opinions.
World War II, how wrong is Italy in their interpretation of a sub?
Okay, so Italy, Italians in America like to make subs with a very hard roll.
No, it's
So-
pretty
I mean-
soft.
What do you mean by hard? Like tough
like
exterior or
when
just
you
tough to
when
chew?
you bite when you bite the roll, the interior of the roll excretes out.
Ugh.
That's-
I don't like the way you
Oh,
phrased that, sir.
I don't like how that
No.
was phrased at all.
So it squishes.
All of us had the same reaction. The fuck is this
Okay,
man
so-
saying?
All of us,
So the
sir, do not
exterior-
speak again.
Okay, so there is
Exterior holds
actually
its shape and the interior squishes out, right?
well, yeah, but all the meat and cheese and lettuce and everything come out. Like they never make the roll big enough. The roll is always
Oh.
hard. And so when you start eating the sub at first, you're like, oh, this sub's fine. And then you get to like maybe the 75% point of eating the sub, and like half of the sub has now extracted itself from the sub.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
I mean,
Oh, so like
I-
it's just slipping out because the bread is so stiff.
The bread is
Because
pushing
the
it out
bread
when
doesn't
you chew.
give.
That's-
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's terrible.
That's
It's fucking
gross.
awful. And
That
not only
is.
that, they have this
Like-
terrible habit of
Oh.
putting the cheese on the hinge. So when you take a bite, you get double cheese but half meat and veg, and the veggies get put on top of the sandwich. And not on top of the sandwich as in, like top of the sandwich and then they fold the bread over it. Top of the sandwich as in they make the sandwich and then the veggies go on the exposed part of the sandwich
Oh,
after they've closed
Okay.
it.
that's odd.
So like
Like-
all the veggies just spill out. The onions never stay in the sandwich. Nothing ever stays in. It just turns into fucking bread and cheese by the end because everything else has already been pushed out.
I mean, bread and
You're
cheese
making
is
me
good.
sad, and this just makes me appreciate the way public sub bread is cooked all the better.
Public
'Cause
sub
public
bread is just
subs
so good.
Use the bread they use is a crispy exterior with a soft interior,
Yeah.
As it should be.
and it's great.
I truly love how New Jerseyans just go from New Jersey and then go to Florida and just import their culture wholesale into Florida, except for voting patterns. Wow, like there's no Wawas in Georgia, but there's 300 in Florida. There's nearly 300 in
y'all
New
just-
Jersey.
Y'all just skipped us entirely.
Yep.
They didn't want to stop in Georgia. They heard the banjos.
Indeed.
They would rather risk
no,
Florida,
what happened? What happened was they strolled up on the outskirts of Metro Atlanta. And like, nah, you know what? Fuck this.
Oh,
on
yeah,
going.
that makes sense too.
The people of New Jersey
heard
are
the
hilariously
gunshots.
racist. I'm not
Yeah.
even joking.
That's why they
Some of
stopped
the-
at the exterior of Metro Atlanta.
Some of the shit I've heard people from New Jersey say.
But then why are they in Florida?
What do you mean? Florida's where all the old white people go.
No.
Yes, it is.
You better put some parentheses around that last word.
No. Bro, you have no idea how many old white people I know moved to Florida from New Jersey. Pretty much all of them.
Probably more
Every
than
single
There's-
old white person I know owns a house in Florida.
Well, okay, I guess it depends on where you go in Florida because you've got the Haitians coming in, then you've got the Mexicans, then you got the Cubans, and that's all like
Oh, that's
one
South Florida's
area.
problem. That's South Florida's problem.
Yeah, that's South Florida. Then the further north you go, you've got it's just it's
Yeah.
kind of banded. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
They segregated a bit.
I'm aware.
They segregated
Yeah.
themselves a bit.
Yep, they did. But anyway, yeah, this fucking author is something else. Summary, space, space, abandoned by his parents in favor of brothers and sisters. Harry Potter endured 6 years of tortures and the pain at the hand of the Dursleys. Until someone thought that enough was enough, never again will he be weak. Never again will he be pathetic. Thanks to his savior, he will now become the thing the world will fear.
A millennial.
How terrible.
Yes.
As we should.
Dumbledore bashing, Weasley bashing, Potter bashing, Wizarding World bashing. Pairings. Harry times original female character.
Of course.
Who could have guessed?
Oh, daring today, are we?
Harry times
Female
Hermione.
author?
Harry times Fleur. Harry times Tonks.
Male
yeah.
author. Definitely male author.
Yeah. No, Twilight.
Maybe
Might
it's
be
one of the
woman.
rare female authors who actually enjoy harems. And I do mean super rare.
Yeah. Powerful Harry, Monster Harry, Creature Harry, Man-Eater Harry, Shapeshifter Harry. Harry must save a god or goddess and then become their bestial servant.
The fuck you say?
I don't think there was any stuttering there, which scares me.
Yep.
No.
Yep. The god of
I don't like it.
Aglasia. For years he lived happy with his father until his father died due to illness. Entrusted to a mother he never knew. Eric. Male author. Eric was forced to live in a world he hated until he was killed by a thief. However, instead of reincarnating, he instead found himself reincarnating into inheritance cycle as Volibear. The fuck is a Volibear? A League of Legends character.
Oh.
God damn it.
Giant bipedal furry bear.
He is literally Sir
Oh,
Barrington.
wait, is that the big old polar bear dude that throws hands?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so this author for some reason believes that you put a space between anything and an exclamation point.
That's not how that works.
Well, then that's how he thinks it works.
He's fucking
Fear,
wrong.
disgust, suffering, despair, hatred. Why, here were feelings radiating from worlds since two beings came to Earth. Who were they? I'm gonna fucking ping Sam on this one. Just to make fun of him.
That looks so dumb.
There we go. Got it. Find some. He was just complaining about how he just read like 9 stories on space battles that did not know how to punctuate anything. Fiery Revenge. Shunned. Oh, here we go. Here's the original story. Fiery Revenge. Shunned by, once again, everyone because of Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter has had enough of Wizarding World. Unleashed his revenge on all of them in fiery manner. This is one shot. Warning, story is dark OP with lots of bashing and Dragon Harry. Okay, so it's not Warhammer. It is either Fairy Tale or Lord of the Rings. Agnolia.
Okay.
Um,
It's a start, technically.
life for Harry had turned greatly somber since day Hogwarts began hosting famous Triwizard Tournament, especially when his name somehow came out of Goblet of Fire, selecting him as another champion. He should have seen it coming, as every year same night, 31st of October, something dangerous happened to him. And then the author creates a bullet point list. First year, a troll. Second year, petrified students. Third year, Sirius Black. And once again, he has to face another attempt on his life. Now he was forced to participate in tournament, or else he would lose his magic, which he didn't want, as he refused to go back to Dursley's, his loving family. Before his name came out, troop champions were chosen. Blah, blah, blah. Shocked at him. Champions were outraged. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Hufflepuffs. Blah, blah, blah. Couldn't trust his Gryffindors. Blah, blah, blah. Ousted him. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone hates him. Doesn't believe him. Okay, so he decided he was going to study in isolation in the library, and he was going to study every single subject that was ever mentioned in canonical Harry Potter. And then when he was done studying, he would read more books. Thanks to Dobby, he had food and company and books. And he lived out of the Chamber of Secrets. He wasn't bothered by the smell of rotting basilisk because he discovered a secret room. The room was filled with even more books, which were very powerful books. And Harry read fictional stories. And Tolkien was his favorite.
Yeah.
Oh. He's French.
Oh, no.
Thank you for identifying him, Toasterfucker9000.
How did he identify him?
The Mechanicus moves in mysterious ways.
Look, he is Philippines. Racism comes naturally to him.
Yes, of course.
Line of the day.
Somebody clip that, C8.
Look, there's a lot of things you don't do in life. You don't get into an eating contest with a fat person. You don't, and you don't get into a racism contest with a Philippine. It's just how it goes.
Apparently.
Oh, that's a disturbing life lesson, but
Yeah.
okay.
You should see some of the shit they say.
Well, I don't think I want to.
Bold move.
Anyway, so yeah, he just left the basilisk rotting in the Chamber of Secrets, for some reason. Despite...
I wasn't hurting no one.
I mean, you could skin it.
Yeah, but it wasn't hurting no one.
Yeah, but
I have
dead.
a lovely basilisk skin hat now.
And
you
boots.
Get some basilisk boots, basilisk hat, basilisk belt, basilisk leather vest,
jacket.
Yeah, come on.
Basilisk leather pants.
Revolver holster.
Completely unrelated, but hearing Basil over and over. Whatever happened to Basil?
Oh, Basil, he's still alive. He's got a job, no girlfriend, I think.
Huh. Better than most, then.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna send this to you, Max, because meanwhile in Central America.
All right, I'm going for food.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, he just goes around and does a rebirth ritual inspired by Tolkien, And he will transform himself into a giant black dragon using the ritual. Blah blah blah. Dragon scales. Okay. Oh wow, Luna came in clutch, appearing just in time to give Harry a dragon scale. Because she knows the truth.
Harry will still fuck her even when he's a dragon.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, blah blah blah, magical creatures, blah blah blah. Blah blah, Hungarian horntail, blah blah, drawing blood, blah blah blah, ritual of readiness. Okay, so we got all the ingredients. Okay, blood scales. I beg this ritual to take what I am and turn it to what I want to be. I want to be another species.
Really? I thought he wanted to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Well, you know, he almost. So yeah, he decides he's going to be, Agnicalion the Black. Yep, Tolkien Dragon. He decides to turn into that. Agony, pain. The Horcrux in his scar exploded. Secondly, there was another issue with the ritual, is that actually his blood was made of phoenix tears and basilisk venom. Man, I haven't seen that trope in forever. Damn. That's an
Truly
old trope.
an ancient trope.
It is. To everyone not aware, there was a period of time, I'd say around 2012 to 2014-ish, where everyone was like, man, what if the phoenix tears and basilisk venom replicated in his blood endlessly until his blood churned into those two substances because he survived them or something. Wait, he wants to be the giant fuck you dragon? Yeah, he wants to be the giant fuck you dragon. He's currently turning into the giant fuck you dragon. Basilisk is the symbol of death, and the phoenix is a symbol of life with immortality and resurrection. They lived in one being together, yet they fought each other. But now, thanks to Harry's ritual, another being joined his blood, and they were dragons, a Hungarian horntail and a silver dragon. And dragons were symbols of death, destruction, and power. And because the basilisk blood was already a symbol of death, the reptiles teamed up against the phoenix. However, instead of destroying the phoenix in his blood, they decided to fuse with the phoenix in his blood.
Yeah, sure, whatever, author.
Dragons,
Absolutely
basilisk, and
ridiculous.
phoenix became a single being inside of Harry Potter. For the first time in history. When the four creatures mixed, a bright light escaped Harry's body, and Dobby was forced to turn his head away. You should see yourself, Master Harry Potter. And then Harry looked at his reflection, and he wanted to jump back in shock, because he was now a completely different person. He was now way taller than everyone else at 5'9". He was a whole 5'9" tall.
Well, who wants to tell him?
I get the feeling this may have just turned into a self-insert.
What? Whatever. Why could? Why gave that away? What could have tipped you off on that one? Yeah.
Instinct.
With long, straight black hair reaching middle of his back with dreamy physique.
Oh.
I can't. He was no longer skinny but toned, but not too much bulky muscle with broad shoulders and slim hips. The perfect combination of speed and strength.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever, author.
I mean, again, I hate this Hollywood shit of like, oh, because I'm smaller, that means I'm faster than you. It's like, if you have ever seen what someone who isn't a bodybuilder looks like when they are running, when they are fully muscled up, I'm sorry, that lesser body weight isn't gonna fucking matter that much. Big muscly dudes are fast as fuck, boy. As long as they don't skip leg day, of course.
Remember, in order to catch the scrawny Parker that's running away from you, don't skip leg day. This message brought to you by Flash Thompson.
Yeah. But like, seriously, like you think it's like, oh well, I weigh like 100 pounds less than him. That means I'm gonna be faster. It's like, yeah, sort of. But he also has like 100 pounds of muscle on you, and that muscle's in his legs.
Yeah. Well, also, if this guy's actually been training to, like, I don't know, fight, and you haven't, he could actually match your speed or exceed it.
Yeah.
With that 100-pound advantage he now has over you, so that also means he's gonna hit that much harder.
Yeah, he's gonna hit like a fucking wall. Damn, I wish we had clips of Jack Reacher running. Damn, none of these are good clips. Anyway, point being though is they have him running in a lot of scenes, and he's fast as fuck. And it's like, oh yeah, but Sneaky, that's just filmed. It's like, yeah, it is just filmed, but he is also running. Like, he's actually running. It's not like this, they're not like CGIing him running. Like, he's actually running across like parking lots and shit for these scenes, and he's fast as fuck. I mean, yeah, no, he's not Usain Bolt, but again, have you seen Usain Bolt's fucking leg muscles? Goddamn, as thick as my chest.
That man could kill a turkey with his thighs.
That's oddly specific.
Turkeys have very difficult necks to snap.
Oh, okay. Well, you learn more things every day.
Huh. I feel like most people would have gone for the crush a watermelon thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I was kind of going that direction myself, and then
Yeah, here's the thing: the watermelon thing, like, it's too associated with sexy women at this point.
That's fair.
I guess.
Even better, he no longer had a scar, and he still had emerald eyes, but he didn't have glasses. Mm-hmm.
Glasses just got hit by the magic, did they, Harry?
And then Harry was very sad. You know, hold on, let me print this screen again. I need to inflict this thing on people. This is terrible. Som responded with death. Toaster fucker says, "Death to France?" Question mark. Oh, Som.
Huh.
I thought I would become a dragon. No, master, look, when you finish ritual, you must transform quickly or you will have to repeat everything again. To transform, imagine the creature you've chosen to turn back to normal form just become human again. Harry, oh my god, how could I have mixed this?
Wait, hold up. Dobby, what do you mean to transform just become human again?
Yeah, just do it, bro.
Just an on-off switch?
Yeah, just do it, bro.
Look into the Gundam cockpit
like,
of your mind and push the human button.
Yeah.
Look, I got under a friend's skin one time when we were doing rounds of FGs, fighting games, and he's getting frustrated. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, man. Just win.
Max,
and he just looks at me.
Do it,
that is exceptionally cruel coming from you, sir.
He just looks at me. It's like, oh, it's that easy, huh? It's like, yeah, man, just win.
Yeah, just win, bro.
He was very upset. However, in my defense, he did win that round. Probably out of
That's
spite for me
fair.
giving such
Yep.
stupid advice.
That's fair.
The power of spite will carry me.
Yes. And then Harry looked at himself, and he was a giant dragon. And then, they're all shitting on Harry. And then Harry dynamic entries in, and everyone's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Harry is so tall, handsome, and dreamy now. And all of the women instantly ovulated at the sight of him.
I wish I didn't, but okay.
And then everyone was.
Ah, yes. What a terrible day to have eyes.
What a terrible day to have ears. Harry, where have you been? Everyone's worried about me. Yeah, it's me, Dumbledore. What? Why are you no longer scrawny and weak?
Yes. Dumbledore, the master manipulator. Why aren't you scrawny and weak?
As for where I was, since when is your problem? Where I sleep, where I eat, where I shit is not business of yours. You're a headmaster of the school I live in, not the member of my family.
Okay. What I mean is, it actually kind of is, though, because he's headmaster of the school and is on at least a nominal level responsible for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Harry, generally, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, and you don't shit where you eat. You just did both.
Yeah.
In a spectacularly impressive fashion, I must admit.
He can absolutely, like, you know what? Never mind that you've actually never been that big a problem for me. You're gone. He can just kick you out of school.
Abracadabra, alakazam, I expel you from the school.
Like, Harry doesn't know that. Harry doesn't yet know that Dumbledore won't do that for, several plot-related reasons.
Yeah.
But that should be a legitimate worry when you yell at the headmaster saying the shit he's saying in front of an entire crowd of other students and faculty.
Hippity hoppity bibbity boo. Get off my property, I expel you. Oh, that's good. That's good. It was only question. I do not appreciate your attitude. Stop it. Huh? Mr. Potter, to you, old goat, Harry is for my friends, which I don't have. You shouldn't say that. Your friend greatly worried about you. Dumbledore told him with twinkle in eye, but it didn't work on him. Huh? Huh? And then he turns into a giant dragon, and he eats the Hungarian horntail, and then he kills everyone, and then he flies off the remnant. The end.
I think the most hilarious part here is just this thing of like, are we going to continue the tournament or not? It's like, we will. You won't. Congratulations. You lost. By being a cunt.
I fail you. Your magic is now stripped.
First time in 400 years, kid. Good job. That's be done.
Oh, we're done.
Great.
But come back next time, for we will have many more things to speak about. We're on Friday. We're talking about more Wildbow. Because there is always more, and that all